Real life football takes place this week. We are well underway in best ball summer. You have about 35 and a half days left to draft a fantasy football team that is going to change your life. Let's get after it.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, GM, everyone. How are we doing on this beautiful sunny day here? Great day over in my neck of the woods. I hope that you guys are all having a phenomenal day. We are going to go ahead and hop into a Best Ball Mania draft. I think this is going to be a long one today. I am behind pace in Best Ball Mania. We are sponsored today by Fast Draft, so we will be doing a fast draft a little bit later in the stream today. If you guys have not checked out the Fast Draft application, they have a nice little tournament called The Rabbit over there, and Code Davis is going to get you $50 back on a $50 deposit. Mike Simonetti signed up on Drafters with Code Davis yesterday, got his $100 bonus. Does Drafters have good DFS play during the season? I believe they do have a Battle Royale style game. Mark, I have not tested a ton of those waters, but you know, maybe that's something we'll be doing this year. You never know. You can never say. All right, we're drafting this one out of the 8-hole. All right. Do we have any friends and family in here? We got Clay Dog in here, and we got my boy Michael in here at the 1.12. GM. Jeremy's at the 1.1. I've made some fairly large adjustments to my rankings over the last couple days. Yes, the main event on Drafters overlays every year almost by design. The overlay on Drafters is, generally speaking, the overlay is their marketing, basically. So I feel pretty good, and I think I'm gonna max that tournament over on Drafters. Actually, the main event, $20, $500K to first this year on Drafters. Not nothing. Year 2 of 25% Jefferson to feed families. Yeah, it's kind of unbelievable, isn't it? We get a small little tinge to Justin Jefferson's hamstring. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I've already gotten Justin Jefferson down at pick 7, I believe, is the latest that I've got him. It's sort of unbelievable. All right, we are gonna take McCaffrey. Maybe we take Neighbors on this one. I have a little bit less Neighbors than I do Puka. Oh, there we go. We'll take McCaffrey. Happy to select Christian McCaffrey. Let me bring the draft board view up. I know my boy Nick P is he loves the draft board view. Oh, let's do a little zoom in. There we are. If Gibbs finished outside the top 10 running backs, how does that affect the best ball space? Those teams will suck. All the teams that draft Jahmyr Gibbs at pick 4, pick 5, pick 6 will suck. I guess that would make the advance rate of the 2019 and 18 overall picks a little bit worse because they would be so often combinatorially paired. I guess that's sort of interesting. All right. Tyreek Hill says, and I don't know. I do have Tyreek pretty far up in my rankings. All right, we started out with McCaffrey. I will happily take London. Maybe, I was going to say, you know what? Maybe we even do a Derrick Henry here. I didn't have the courage to do it. And I don't have the courage. It's one of those weird things with Henry where I don't have the courage to move him up any further in my rankings, but I do want to take him at his ADP a little bit more often. Like, I can't really take Derrick Henry over A.J. Brown or Brian Thomas Jr., or honestly even Jeanty, but I want to. Drafting 110. He did. He got the Dyson Darts, Neighbors Jeanty. Have you guys noticed that a little bit the most recent couple days? Where we've been seeing a little bit of a Jeanty slide. Couldn't really disagree with that more as a strategy, but I have noticed that's been happening, that Jeanty is falling into round 2, and I think there are going to be some super team combinations created as a result of that. Did I max the couch out? No, I didn't. I guess I should have done the slows. I mean, a $50 draft. I didn't want to be doing like, 400. Like, I can do 10 mini schnauzers at a time, but I don't think I want to be doing 3 or 4 $50 drafts at a time. I did that. I did a couple 2 at a time. Max is 100% right that Henry falls to like 17, 18, 19 in the slappy rooms. That's how you get your 4% exposure blanket. Yeah, check this out. Clay got the Jefferson Bowers start. Oh my freaking gosh. Bucky Irving got to 30 here. Wow. That is some unbelievable stuff right there. Oh man, I was about to take Hampton. I really was. All right, we'll take Marv just for the combinatorial pairings. He does not get to 32 all that often. How high would T. Higgins go if we knew Chase would be hurt all season? I don't know. Would honestly, in your guys' opinion, would he go even higher? In my opinion, I feel like T is only drafted in a way. To me, it feels as if T. Higgins is kind of actually artificially inflated in ADP because of who his teammate is. I wonder if T. Higgins is actually slightly worse without Chase. Like, obviously, his volume goes up. I don't think I would be taking T. Higgins at the 1-2 turn. Maybe I would. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. What is T. Higgins' best ever season? I actually do not know this question. T. Higgins' best season, 1,091 yards and 6 touchdowns. Entering into the 6th season of his NFL career. I think around Ladd is more right. Yeah, Chase Brown I think would go up a smidge. I got a 1-hole Chase Bowers Tyreek start. Oof. All right. Man, I mean, if this guy did, okay, I was gonna say, if that guy does not take Kyron, I'm going to. I'm actually gonna slurp this little dipperino on McLaurin there, take him as my wide receiver 3. I have Egbuka really high. So these rankings that I have in the applet and in the sidekick are not the most recent set of rankings that I've done. I was trying to edit a YouTube short before I got on the stream today, so I did not get the rankings fully updated. So that is going to be done this evening or early tomorrow morning. But I moved Egbuka up to this range right here, to the 73, 74, 75, to the golden Jaden Reed point. And I think that is where he deserves to go. Heard Pat make a great point. Why does T go 3 rounds before Pickens? Wide receiver 2s for her super high value pass offense. Well, Pat Kerrane, smart guy. Pat Kerrane is exactly correct. I think Pickens is undervalued. If Terry forces the team to trade him, where do you think he lands? Frankly, I do not think Terry McLaurin will be traded. And you guys know, I mean, well, maybe you don't. Maybe you're new. Whatever. Or maybe you just don't watch every stream. I've had McLaurin lower than average draft position since February, basically. this is now actually a place you can draft him. I think taking Terry McLaurin in the 4th round, kind of in this range of guys, Flowers, Metcalf, Moore, Pickens, McLaurin, totally comfortable taking him there. Where are you comfortable taking Judkins? I mean, you know, everyone has a price. But, I mean, as of right now, Quinshon Judkins does not have a contract. Quinshon Judkins is not with the team. The season starts in 35 days, and he has participated in 0 NFL team activities. I'm worried that even if Quinshon Judkins gets his legal... Man, you know what? I'm taking Hunter. I'm not afraid there. I am worried that he could show up to the team and still not be the starting running back on Judkins. Yeah, I think he's really trending towards a lost season. Yeah, it is kind of wild they wouldn't at least try and get him signed. That is weird behavior. Like, what NFL, even when these guys have had legal issues, can you guys think of another example where the team told a guy with legal issues to stay away? I can't really think of, like Aaron Hernandez, sure. But I can't really remember an example. Coolers makes a very good point, which is that what do you win when you win? And it's like, okay, you win an early down rusher who's probably in a timeshare anyways on the worst team in the NFL. So again, my rankings are not uploaded here. So you see Joe Mixon really high still. I moved Joe Mixon way down. I think I moved Joe Mixon down to the 90s. I'm very concerned about Joe Mixon. A 29-year-old running back with a foot injury when the team just traded a 3rd-round pick to get up to take Woody Marks. They signed Joe Mixon they signed Nick Chubb to the incentive-laden contract. I wonder, my boy Jacob Sanderson tweeted this one out, and as always, Jacob Sanderson's a very smart guy. Why wouldn't they just trade for Devin Singletary? Couldn't they trade a 5th-round pick for Devin Singletary? You're telling me the Giants just took Tracy and took Skattebo, and they wouldn't take a 5th-round pick to get Motor Singletary back with Houston? Frankly, I don't think so. I think they probably would. So that does not feel... Well, is a 5th for Singletary an overpay if your options are Nick Chubb, who doesn't have it anymore, and Woody Marks, who can't run in between the tackles? I don't get the McLaurin Sido hate. We don't give enough weight for the potential for Daniels to improve. I mean, it'd be very hard for Jaden Daniels to have a better statistical throwing season. Not to say he couldn't do it, but Jaden Daniels last year averaged 7.63 adjusted yards per attempt. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But I just think it's more about what McLaurin is than what Daniels is to me. Dude, what if we were just a year early? This is a gigantic fall for Jerry Jeudy. Again, a guy I never take. Jerry Jeudy at pick 80? The issue with McLaurin, and again, as always, I'm happy to be wrong, and I'm happy to, change some information. Actually, my good friend, Ben Gretsch, just had some great thoughts about Terry McLaurin the other day. Here we go. Ben Gretsch said, last year, Terry McLaurin was second in the NFL in receiving touchdowns, only finished wide receiver 16 in PPR points per game with career high fantasy scoring, going wide receiver 18 because Daniels is going to elevate him further. Oh, and he's 30 in September and holding out. Gretsch followed that up to say that, well, basically, you guys get the point. Honestly, yes, Rusty, it is. That the Pickett hamstring is quite bullish for Jerry Jeudy. The defensive prep for Daniels is massive compared to rookie season. That's also true as well. What is this draft weird, by the way? What is happening in this draft that is how did I get Jerry Jeudy at pick 80? I guess I was not paying that close of attention to the board. All right, we are back on the clock. God, this is the worst freaking range, man. I hate this part of the draft. You know what? I hate it so much. I'm just gonna take Kyler. I honestly, I don't want to take Brian Robinson Jr. I don't want to take Jordan Mason, whatever. GM. So after 8 rounds, we were at Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, Marvin Harrison Jr., Terry McLaurin, my boy Travis Hunter, Caleb Johnson at pick 65, Jerry Jeudy at pick 80. 2 of my biggest changes of draft strategy throughout the course of this offseason, actually 3 of them, has been where I am willing to and want to take Caleb Johnson, Isaiah Pacheco, and Tony Pollard. It just feels like there is a big... It just feels as if there is a big tier break at running back. And they're the last of it. So Caleb Johnson, Pacheco, Pollard, and you could toss Swift in there, but this next range of guys, Mixon, Aaron Jones, Brian Robinson, Jordan Mason, Jalen Warren, you know what it's kind of like, and you guys probably are not even in these streets, but to me, it's kind of like in Superflex, where after Dart and Russell Wilson go, there's like a 60 pick gap in ADP, and you're like, okay, you don't want to be taking the next guy. I'm comfortable reaching a little bit on Chubb, just a smidgen. You know, I would take Chubb in like the 14th round right now, I think. In response to Gretsch's McLaurin tweet, yes, there is also a world where Debo, like what if Debo shows up and is just healthy? I mean, I don't think it's the most likely thing, but Debo could definitely show up and turn back the clock to some degree, and that would be really bad for McLaurin because so much of McLaurin's stuff was coming on those designed targets. Again, we are just dead to rights here. Just a brutal part of the draft. You know what? I've got like none of this guy. Where are you guys at on Skattebo versus Tracy? Give me your takes on Cam Skattebo versus Tyrone Tracy. I might be converted. If you guys are not members of the channel, if you're not here in Slappy Central, this is probably our deepest argument as a group of people. I would say we spent 3 hours this morning arguing about Cam Skattebo. We had we had people are declaring others to be ball knowers. Other people are saying it's so obvious you don't know ball if you don't take away this guy. It's you have to take Skattebo, you have to take Tracy. It's truly I've gone back and forth like this whole offseason. I really cannot. I think yes, the most reputable source imaginable, Mr. Brandles Candles, has it that Cam Skattebo could score 10 touchdowns. Now, Glue Eater is correct, which is you should probably just be taking quarterbacks there. I really wish that I had a. You know what? I'm just gonna take Baker here and take McMillan and Otten. What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do there? Truly. Yes, he did. Skattebo literally did have a once-in-a-lifetime performance in the college football playoffs. So I've been doing this a little bit more in the 10th round. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but you just take Caleb Williams or Baker Mayfield or Dak because the board is so disgusting. And I guess I could have taken Tyler Warren or David Njoku there. But if we do that, we will be able to backstack. We're gonna backstack. We're gonna do Jalen McMillan and Cade Otton, maybe even a little Rashad White. Maybe we take Ollie Gordon. Exactly. The Caleb backstack, and then you add Burden and Loveland. It's very easily doable on DraftKings. Skattebo giving interviews about how fast the other running back is a bull case for Tracy. You're making some good points. God, I mean, okay, I would not be taking Nick Chubb here. I would not be taking Nick Chubb at pick 123. That feels like at 123, you're saying there's a chance he just holds on to the job all year, which frankly, I don't really believe. Let's do Loveland here as our top tight end. Interesting that the sidekick was saying running back was a bigger positional need there. I think Loveland is kind of a tier break there. I would consider Mixon in, I guess, this range. Ramondre, Javonte, funny Chubb just went there. It feels quite thin for Mixon. Because you guys know, the thing about fantasy football is guys get hurt already. You're already going to be dealing with injuries. So you don't need to be drafting guys who are already hurt. You're gonna get enough of that in the season anyways. Yeah, I think there are a lot of worlds where Loveland outscores Tucker Kraft. I don't think that Joe Mixon's injury is a minor one. I think the Mixon injury is a real one. That's my opinion. Mixon seems like there's a chance that there's probably a chance Joe Mixon just doesn't play football this year. Right? All right. Man. All right, sure. We'll take Ray Davis. Where did Rashad White? Rashad White went on 134. Didn't get a chance to take him. It's interesting that Judkins and Mixon have bad news, but it's the rookie who vaulted up over draft boards over Ford, but it's Chubb who was released in favor of Ford, jumping instead of Marks. It is pretty interesting. I mean, part of that is obviously we are very familiar with Jerome Ford's game. People also love Nick Chubb. You can't really overstate how much people love Nick Chubb. Also, Jerome Ford is injured. Yeah, Ford not practicing with an undisclosed injury. The moves they made do not scream panic that Mixon has a shot to be out all year? Could be. I don't think they think Joe Mixon is going to be out all year. Is it a possibility? No one has said that. It's just Joe Mixon has a foot injury and it's not good. Why would the Mixon injury be serious? Well, he's been in a walking boot since the spring, and they thought he would be able to play this year, but I'm just going to take Jalen McMillan right now, because if I don't, I'm going to be too tilted if I don't get him. Why would the Mixon injury be serious? Because he's been in a boot since the spring. He hasn't practiced. And it sounded like they thought he was going to be able to practice. And then he showed up to camp and he wasn't in the physical condition that they wanted him to be in. And the interesting part of the reporting to me was that they said it's a frustrating foot injury, and maybe that doesn't mean anything. But to me, that sounded like, oh, Joe Mixon wanted to be ready to go, but he's physically not able to do so. The precautionary walking boot is something I'm never falling for again. Football is a loud, explosive, violent sport. Something, and you do quite literally need your feet to do it. Yeah, frustrating. Yeah, frustrating sounds like code for CMC Achilles last year. Gruden was really high on Tracy before he kind of broke out. I love Tyrone Tracy last year. I don't love the cost so much. What do we do? You know what? Let's take Jerome Ford. We're just doing all the Cleveland Browns on this team. We've got Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, Marvin Harrison, Terry McLaurin, Travis Hunter, Caleb Johnson, Kyler Murray, Cam Skattebo, Baker Mayfield, Colston Loveland, Ray Davis, Jalen McMillan, and Jerome Ford. Mixon has hurt his foot ankle like 6 times before. Yeah, I know. And so it's so funny how different people can interpret the same thing, because to me, that sounds like the worst thing I can imagine is continually drafting a player who has already hurt his foot or ankle multiple times before. And then it's just very funny because then you are saying, well, yeah, he's healed. He's gotten over this foot injury multiple times. So why would I care right now? Not saying you're wrong, not saying I'm like, who knows? But it is just funny how different people have different interpretations of the same information. Ford was scheduled for PPE escalations in his contract. He agreed to a fully guaranteed deal that was less than the PPE, but still more than what was scheduled for the final year of his rookie deal. Interesting. I don't think Jerome Ford is any good at football, but he is objectively a good pick in the 14th round right now. All right, we are about to make our 15th round pick. Again, I'm just going to take Kate Otten because I just do not want to get sniped. Mixon is still a good pick if you can get him in the Conrad Hubbard range. Well, he was already going after that. In this draft, he went at pick 85, so we went 1 pick before Aaron Jones, and 3 picks ahead of Brian Robinson Jr. I'm not really wanting to take him there. How did you get to a point where Underdog sponsors you and you're able to get people to watch you stream? Well, I got laid off from my job is the answer. I've been working in fantasy football and in fantasy sports since I was a real young guy, though. Since I was in my 20s. Where are you at on Brian Robinson? I feel like he doesn't get chatted up much, but he should be going before Caleb, RJ, etc. Ty, kind of interesting. Like, there's just nothing you can say that says Brian Robinson Jr. is a bad pick. He's just very clearly a good pick. But for whatever reason, to me, it's just very hard to kind of get excited about him. I think he's like very fine. I'm going to take Justice Hill on this team. We need a chaperone. We have Caleb Johnson, Cam Skattebo, Ray Davis, Jerome Ford. We needed some chaperone stuff there. See, there are always the B-Rob haters out there. True. Evan Silva did mention me once. More like asking, how did you build your platform? Well, I have a big Twitter account, Ollie. I have a Twitter account with 67,000 followers. For those tuning in, what is the simple best strategy? Take to play the best plays. Honestly, Jack Miller was on Best Ball After Dark on Peter's channel this offseason. And, I actually think Jack Miller had the best strategy, which is just do 2,000 drafts with a bunch of ADP value, and one of those will probably be the nuts. If you get a bunch of closing line and real-time value, you'll probably find the winner there. I unironically do believe that. I think that is likely the best strategy. I honestly, it sounds like I'm being glib, but I really mean that. I think you probably just do a bunch of good ADP combos and hope that the winner is in there somewhere. Feels like I need a third tight end. I'm not going to do a third quarterback on this team with Kyler and Baker, but it does feel like I need a third tight end. And then let's do Juwan Johnson. And then I might actually just take a third or a seventh running back. London, Marv, McLaurin, Hunter, Judy. No, I need another wide receiver. How often do you draft a team where you get all your starters before loading up on bench players? I mean, pretty infrequently, because you're not going to be taking quarterback and tight end early on that many teams. Yes, Brian Robinson Jr. could score a ton of touchdowns. He just is not really efficient enough to do much else. No, I think there is a 0.0% chance that Keaton Mitchell is the passing down back over Justice Hill. In fact, Todd Monken had a great quote about Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill the other day. I am going to take, I'll take Yoshi Boss, sure, whatever. Yoshi Boss. There was a great quote about Keaton Mitchell the other day. The offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, said, Justice Hill's a hell of a running back. Derrick Henry's obviously the best running back in the league. We like Keaton, but every time I give Keaton the ball, that means that Derrick Henry isn't getting the ball. So he's going to have to work his ass off to get the ball at all, which is it's so funny because obviously a lot of the time in the preseason, most coach speak is going to be super positive, super remember you guys are all probably too young for this. There was this old quote when Tavon Austin was a member of the Cowboys, and they said we were going to try and get Tavon Austin 12 to 24 touches in a game as a web back. Let me see if I can find that. Tavon Austin, 12 to 24 web back. So funny. Gosh, this is so good. Listening to Cowboys Day 3 press conference, they call Tavon Austin a web back and want to get him the ball 12 to 24 times per game, plus return game on top of that. 12 to 24 times per game. I had to listen 3 times to make sure I heard that correctly. Like, coaches just say stuff like this. They just say stuff, and they don't mean it, you know? So I actually really appreciated how honest, exactly, it's exactly this. I really appreciated that level of honesty and reality about Keaton Mitchell's role. Not last year, Lutz, 2 years ago. He had a game, Brian Robinson Jr. had a game with 100 receiving yards. The golden rule. I actually love this. Andrew, I might steal this for a tweet. If a first-round rookie is being drafted in the 7th round or later, just click the draft button. We're going to give CJ Spiller the ball till he throws up. Well, sadly, Tootin hurt his hamstring today. All right, team recap. We did a 2-6-7-3 with Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, Caleb Johnson, Cam Skattebo, Ray Davis, Jerome Ford, and Justice Hill, Drake London, Marvin Harrison, Terry McLaurin, Travis Hunter, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen McMillan with Baker, Andre Yoshivas as a bringback, Colston Loveland, Cade Otton, and Juwan Johnson. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and hop into another. That one was not very good. The back stacks just never feel good. Let's just be real. They don't. The back stacks, the Baker back stack, that was a bit of a panic pick. Probably should not have done that. Yeah, Tootin hurt his hamstring today at training camp. Injured his hamstring. No, unsure of the. Well, the coaching staff said it was not a severe injury. That he is not expected to miss much time, but soft tissue injury for a day 3 rookie running back. I mean, it's not exactly what you would love to see. All right, we're drafting this one out of the 1.7. I hope to do a slightly different texture to the last one. Feels like a lot of guys are getting mild hammies and calf strains. Yeah. I mean, it is mild hamstring strain o'clock, though. This is the time of year to get it. I take Keaton a bunch. I mean, Keaton is a really good contingent running back bet because, you know, Justice Hill's role is not going to change. I would happily take Saquon at 7 if he got there. I pretty much in the first 15 picks, 16 picks, just draft off my rankings. I can't really come up with a compelling reason to not just draft off the rankings in the first couple rounds. How often am I handcuffing Gurendo with McCaffrey? Not very often. No, I'm not lowering Tootin yet because I want to draft a lot of Byshell Tootin. If he's not practiced, like it's Monday, July 28th right now. If he's not practicing on Friday, yes, I will lower him. Lamb ahead of Justin Jefferson in this room. We got some more friends and family here. Some No Badgers showing up to hang out. You love to see it. Grow the game. I took McCaffrey last time. Let's do something different. I don't want to do the same team back to back. I'll take Neighbors. I would have been happy to take Barkley there. Is Tank and Tootin looking like a nice cuffing situation? I mean, unless ETN gets cut or traded, which I, at this point, am not anticipating. I think as of July 28th, I would be surprised. But it's possible. Well, ETN definitely can be cut. Why would ETN not be able to be cut? Lloyd did get limped off. Lloyd did get limped off. Lloyd did get hurt and limp off, but he came back to practice based on my reading of that situation. So I think he might be okay. Well, you can cut a fully guaranteed contract. I don't even think it's that much money. Maybe I'm wrong. Travis Etienne Spotrack. Travis Etienne can be cut for $6 million of dead cap. He left again. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So Marshawn Lloyd is currently injured. Also, look at this dude. We're about to pick at pick 8. Oh, JSN just went. Wow. All right. Sure. You know what? Let's draft off. How about that? Neighbors Henry. Yeah, he does look like a good trade candidate, but Rusty is right. It would be strange to see him be cut. That's probably unlikely. Didn't expect to walk into a Neighbors Henry start. Dude, well, you know what's funny about that is there's certainly a version of this team from Kobe Hart 23 that has Jonathan Taylor at 9 and JSN at 33. Yeah, London Gibbs is a good combo. Kendre Miller looks like Cal Ripken standing next to Marshawn Lloyd. That's a good bit. Cal Ripken, big fan of Cal Ripken. You guys might think I'm being funny, but I'm not. I read Cal Ripken's autobiography when I was like a kid. I read his autobiography like 6 times. Not really sure why, but I did. Well, I know why, because I thought he was an interesting guy. Baseball is very interesting to me. Baseball books are fascinating. All right. I would take, you know what? Amari and Hampton. Let's go. No one is higher T than me today. Neighbors, Henry, Hampton. GM, Joey. Yes, certainly there is a chase team with JT and JSN. Absolutely unquestioned. Guaranteed. That's true. Let's see what Mr. Squirrely does here. He just took Kyron. So maybe he just really wants Jonathan Taylor. Fair enough. All right, so we're definitely gonna, well, so it is possible to make these. Oh, it's still open, Josh? I didn't realize they were still open. Cause I'm gonna be streaming for a while longer. Lobby NFL. Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it. The Chow Chows are gonna have to be for someone else. Oh man, come on, let me get Worthy on this team. Let's go. Touchdown. That's how it's done, folks. Malik Neighbors, Derrick Henry, Amari and Hampton, Xavier Worthy. We're cooking. Yeah. This is a don't drop the baby situation. I've been eliminators. I've been treating myself with the eliminator. I do the eliminator like in the morning at the gym, or on the right before bed. I'll put on my guilty pleasure, not guilty pleasure. My bedtime TV show is the X-Files, and also I'll put on an episode of the X-Files, and then throw on an eliminator. Joey, I don't think you're alone on George Kittle. I'm concerned about George Kittle's price. When he was in the 5th round, I think he was one of the better picks on the board. But at 39, taking George Kittle over the elite quarterbacks, taking George Kittle over DJ Moore, over Jameson Williams. Now, certainly, he is a good fit for the scoring system, right? I mean, George Kittle is like Mr. Touchdown. I prefer Jennings, Pearsall, honestly, and Guerrero. I actually was looking at my quarterback exposures the other day, and my top exposure quarterback is Brock Purdy. It might not be anymore. It might be Cam Ward now. But Kittle in the 5th was strong. I'm not loving Kittle in the 3rd, although, I mean, it's not like George Kittle can't pay off a 3rd round price tag. I just feel like maybe the market is making a little bit of a mistake, wherein they are saying that if none of the wide receivers we really like, we should like Kittle. But I don't think it's that 1-to-1. I believe, I looked this up the other day. I believe the stat is, man, I really do not want to take Jalen Waddle on this team. I believe that Kittle had a 17% target share after Brandon Ayuk got injured last year, which is not great. Not that anyone really thinks that is his, oh my God. Jalen Waddle really does not fit the theme of this team. I couldn't do it, Clay. I couldn't do it. Waddle does not fit the theme of this team, but I mean, I think he was certainly the best pick there, because I actually don't think Travis Hunter is a great fit as your 3rd. I like Travis Hunter as a 4th. Maybe that is two. Maybe that is, what would the right word for that be? I'm trying to have my slap cake and eat it too. Neighbors, Henry, Hampton, Worthy, Waddle. One of those names is not like the other. Wow. This dude, Kobe Hart, is just getting his guys out here. We were just picking Hunter at 40. Well, maybe we shouldn't have been. It's true. Jalen Waddle, if kind of a couple things go right this season, is going to be an absolute target machine. I don't know. What could Jalen Waddle max out targets wise? If Tua is good, and if they all stay healthy, it could be a very impressive situation. Waddle is one of the best picks on the board to me. Well, I'll tell you what, I absolutely obviously would have taken Hunter at 66. Easy RJ. Wow. That is a gift right there. I almost kind of wanted to take Harvey at 55. Hunter fell really just because of this reporting about him playing on defense. I mean, that really is all it is. It's not like an injury or any specific thing. Also, I would imagine, wow, Sutton got the bag, huh? Interesting to see that he got the bag with the Broncos. All right, here we go. Let's pull up the old Schefter tweet. So it's official. Broncos wide receiver Courtland Sutton. Broncos and wide receiver Courtland Sutton have reached agreement on a 4-year, $92 million extension. I would be curious to know the guarantees and like trade kickers and things like that. Don't you think so? I think that's certainly short-term bullish. I think it's bullish this year for Sutton. I do, yeah. Frankly, I have always liked Courtland Sutton as an entity. Haven't always loved his cost in fantasy football. Yeah, look at this. Look at this integrity, man. Peanut butter something. He says, I'm protecting the integrity of Best Ball Mania by selecting Joseph Burrow at 71. No, I don't believe I ever said he was going to get cut. I believe, in fact, actually, Mean Muggin, you have me confused with Liam. You do actually have me confused with Liam, which is, all right. I'm taking Egbuka over Godwin. We need it on this team. I never, no, because Courtland Sutton was paid a very fine, I think he was making $14 million a year. Exactly. Harvey and Egbuka, we're back on track now. All right. The Waddle pick was fine, but now we are cooking with gas. Neighbors, Henry, Hampton, Worthy, Waddle, Harvey, Egbuka. There were those conversations, but I was never on the side. I encourage you to go back and pull receipts. I was never saying Sutton was going to get cut or traded. There would have been no reason for Sutton to have been. He was getting paid $14 million a year. That is less than. That's like De'Ami Brown money. All right, how are we going to land this plane? Hawkinson would have been a go. Oh, Kelsey goes. Downs makes sense. I don't really want to take Mahomes on this team. I would. No, I'm going to take Downs. I think that's a clear last of a tier at wide receiver. Sidekick did not want me to do that, but there's going to be a quarterback that's just fine going around. I also never said Mixon will not play this year, though I do think Mixon's health status for like week 1 is in risk. Yeah, I mean, end of the day, like Sutton and Evan Ingram are not young, but they made the playoffs last year. Like Sean Payton and the Broncos think that they can start winning now. So they probably should start trying to win now. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this bit today? This is so Sean Payton. There's a article going around. I can't find the highlight. But Trent Sherfield for the Denver Broncos is getting a bunch of work in the preseason. How mad are we going to be? I guess Harvey also doesn't go with the youth of the team thing either. How mad are we going to be when Trent Sherfield? I gotta see if I can find this, man. Broncos wide receiver. Dang, Mahomes goes. I thought there was a chance. Mahomes goes to a non-Chiefs drafter. Tough. Point being, oh, here we go. Chris Wecht. Here we go. Chris Wecht FF found this. Let me make this pick and we'll go read it. Baker Egbuka. So we're going to do Baker back-to-back teams. Here we go. This is not what you want to see if you are a fan of any Broncos wide receiver not named Courtland Sutton. I was already projecting no other Denver wide receiver to run more than 60% of the team's routes, while only projecting about a 10% route run dropback rate for Sherfield. Here we go. Trent Sherfield Sr., the veteran wide receiver the Broncos signed in free agency in large part because of experience on special teams, has been a frequent target of Denver quarterbacks in camps, picking up where he left off during the team's off-season program. Sherfield has routinely created space over the middle and has shown sure hands in traffic. He's tough and he can run. Sean Payton said of Sherfield, who is playing for his 6th different team and he enters his 8th season in the NFL, the other thing he can do is block. We've always had a handful of receivers who can run and stretch the field. When you get one who can do that and block, you also set up play action. It marries well with the run game. He's pretty competitive. You know what that sounds like to me? Lil Jordan Humphrey, Brandon Johnson. No, I absolutely, when it comes to Sean Payton, I do not think this is true. I do not think this is typical camp BS stuff. Sean Payton would absolutely love to give Trent Sherfield 17 meaningless routes a game. He really would. All those routes directly coming from Marvin Mims and Pat Bryant. Yeah, Josh Reynolds, sure. Many such cases. Jalen McMillan, pick 112. This dude is living life. Do I take Bo Nix? What pick am I at? Pick 114? That's a pretty big value. Sure. Speak of the devil. Should I take Trent Sherfield with my final pick? I believe my boy, Coach Speak Index, I believe that Sean Payton actually ranks higher than you would think on Coach Speak reliability. No, I do not think that Travis Etienne has the ability to be this year's Buck here. I mean, he could be this year's Rachaad White. You said before the draft that Sean Payton can't wait to draft a running back high and then play Jaleel over him. Well, I had the right read. I did not see them signing J.K. Dobbins, though. Payton has a 50 percentile ranking on usage reliability. Ah, okay. All right. Interesting. No big deal since I've heard, but I think you've sniped my quarterback 2 the past 3 times. Well, sorry, man. The game is the game. Could Tootin be this year's Jaden Blue? I don't know what that means. I do love the back-to-back quarter pick. The back-to-back quarterback pick feels pretty strong. I'm not going to love this Marvin Mims pick that's about to come up, given what I just said about Trent Sherfield, but I might do it anyway. I got to be honest, man. I cannot take Quinshon Judkins here. I am just going to take Mims. I'm just going to take Mims. All right, through 11 rounds, Malik Neighbors, Derrick Henry, Amarian Hampton, Xavier Worthy, Jalen Waddle, RJ Harvey, Emeka Egbuka, Josh Downs, Baker Mayfield with Egbuka, Bo Nix with Marvin Mims and RJ Harvey. Probably going to be a 3 quarterback team. Wow. First time anyone has ever apologized on the internet. Mean Muggin formally apologized. It's not you that thought Sutton wasn't worth it and was getting cut. It was Liam. I just checked the receipts. Yes. Frankly, I could have probably just waited for my next pick to take Marvin Mims. I think I've gotten Marvin Mims in the 13th round before. Algier is one of the best. Wow. Is Algier one of the best 5th running back options on a weekly winners team? He is a best 5th running back option on every kind of team. Eliminator, weekly winners, marathon, sprint. I drafted Love, put Dubs in my queue, got sniped by our boy Kobe, 30 spots ahead of ADP. This man is a patriot. He just is living his life out there, brother. He is taking who he wants to take. Just living the truth. All right, you guys ready to take a round 5 running back with a hamstring injury? I am. Bashil Tootin dealing with a hamstring injury. We don't care. Where do you think the highest Egbuka gets that you'll still take him? I would still take Emeka Egbuka at pick 67 if it was required. What about you guys? What is the highest you would take Emeka Egbuka? I would take him really high, which is funny because I didn't love Egbuka as a prospect. That I thought he was fine. I'd take Egbuka up into the worthy last year range. Wow, a true believer. 69th after Golden, not taking him over Diggs. Jordan Addison is the line for me. Don't like Egbuka, too many wideouts. Well, I mean, the reason why everyone's taking him now is because Godwin is not practicing. Commented on a Hayden breakout vid that Egbuka could climb all the way to T-Mac if we get negative Godwin news. Yeah. Might as well be a Matic Discord slappy. Wow, 29% Egbuka after 140 BBMs. All right. Let's do anything but take Dalton Kincaid here. Jake Ferguson. Do you guys see that Dalton Kincaid is already injured? Very, very funny. Ferguson, tight end 1, Tootin, Mims with Knicks. We're kind of cooking here. The BBM winner was already drafted. Some are saying McMillan starts the year over Egbuka. I'd be surprised if that's true, but possible. They might both be starting because Godwin is injured. I mean, if you just put Egbuka as a starting player already for the Buccaneers, I can completely see it. Evans could definitely be falling off. I mean, that's why the Buccaneers took him, right? I mean, let's just be real. The Buccaneers took Egbuka because they know that Godwin and Evans are close to the age cliff, if not already on it. They're right there. Yeah, Baker's been very complimentary. I don't know. You guys think Chubb it's 160? I think it's probably just about fine. We're going to do Brenton Strange here. Very, very average tight end room. Feels like yes, I agree with this actually. Feels like there's been way more fallers, which kind of creates an interesting thing, just an interesting dynamic in the draft rooms in which there are fewer players you want to take with your premium picks, but you still have to take guys. So you get stuff like Hampton going way up, You just get a lot of weird dynamics when there are a lot of fallers, but not a ton of guys that people want. Yes. There has been advance rate studied by draft date. I have Mixon lower than 83. That is my opinion. Am I taking any of the Commanders wide receiver 3? I am not. I mean, I don't know if you think that is Noah Brown or Luke McCaffrey or Jalen Lane, but I've not really taken any of these. I do have Woody ranked in my top 200 players. Maybe, I don't remember how high I got him. I think maybe I put him at 205, but I do really like Woody Marks. And it's funny that I really like Woody Marks because I think Woody Marks is a bad player in all reality. I don't think he's very good. But a running back that the Texans traded 3 future third-round picks for, I mean, let's just be real. God, they're going to make me take Pat Bryant. Oh, disgusting. There you go. Pat Bryant. Someone just said, here you go. Slappy seal of approval. Taking Pat Bryant at 175. I think sadly, I think Antonio Gibson might be cooked. All right, positionally, we are at a 2-4-7-2. God, that running back room is freaking heat. Henry, Hampton, Harvey, Tootin. Probably need one chaperone running back. Sadly, well, I guess you could take Justice Hill and Henry together. I still like Jack Bash. I have not seen any convincing reason to not be in on Jack Bash. Dante Thornton. His Raiders wide receiver Dante Thornton said his fellow rookie wide receiver Jack Bash is a dog. He'll run through anyone's face. Gosh darn right. What if Pierce is just the guy you need to take 5th instead of 7th in your pod? That feels quite likely. The fact of the matter is Jack Bash is just a much better wide receiver than Dante Thornton. Now, is that going to mean anything in terms of fantasy? I don't know. But I do feel quite confident. All right. Give me Miles. Oh, Clay's going to take him. I was about to take Miles Sanders, but Clay's about to. Oh, he didn't. Bang. Miles Sanders, perfect chaperone running back for this team. Is Besh a better wide receiver than Myers? No. I mean, Jacoby Myers is a good NFL wide receiver, right? I don't think Jacoby Myers is a great NFL wide receiver. First 1,000-yard season came at age 28. He has a career 7.9 yards per target. I mean, Jacoby Myers is basically fine. Dude, should have waited for Deuce Vaughn there. I will say one thing that has been sort of interesting from Cowboys camp has been how clear it is that they do definitely want one of Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders to be the starter. Like they are not pretending to give Jaden Blue or Phil Maffa or any of these other guys. Like Javonte or Miles Sanders, and it's probably Javonte is going to be the starting running back. All right. How are we going to finish this one out? Do we need I don't think we really need another running back. There's not a late Buccaneers wide receiver to take. We could take Franklin or Vele. Damn. Woody Marks went. Turpin is going to be the same guy he was last year. When Dave Taub talked about kick returners, he talked about Brashard Smith first. Brashard Smith is an awesome kick returner. So I expected that to be his path. You know what? We're slapping it today. How about a little Oronde Gadsden? A little bit of round 17 Oronde Gadsden. Yeah, I also have no concerns about Brashard Smith making the roster. Now, this is absolutely what's happening. It's going to be a 5-man rotation with Hunter Lupke playing on passing downs and Kevontae Turpin getting some reps. I mean, that is stone cold 100,000% happening. You can put that as a 1,000,000% probability. Brashard Smith. I think Brashard Smith is our generation's DeAnthony Thomas. What are the chances we'll be sick that we didn't take more Eli Mitchell? I guess it really depends on the health and wellness of one Mr. Isaiah Pacheco. Now, I don't know how healthy or wealthy he will be feeling. Petition for using Gadsden's nickname. I've never really played it. I don't think I would be that good because I only know skill position players. All right. I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm gonna take Troy Franklin or Jalen Royals. He's already gone. Is Royals gone? Royals is gone. We're taking. Oh, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. Oh, I just got auto pick Daniel Jones. That was not nimble fingers. Fingers, not nimble. Whatever. I mean, I didn't need a 7th wide receiver, I guess. All right. Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, Derrick Henry, Amarian Hampton, RJ Harvey, Byshell Tootin, and Miles Sanders. That is an unbelievably good running back room. Malik Neighbors, Xavier Worthy, Jalen Waddle, Emeka Egbuka with Baker. Got the Jalen Waddle bring back. Josh Downs, Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, Jake Ferguson, Brenton Strange, Oronde Gadsden. OG, do you think an auto-drafted team has ever made a final? I would guarantee an auto-drafted team has made mini finals. And I've got an even better one for you. The guy who I think the guy who got 3rd in the Dog Bowl, which is the big underdog best ball live final for battle royales, auto-drafted his qualifier team. I think his kid was like doing something in the other room, and he set his phone down and forgot he was drafting and auto drafted a team worth $20,000. All right, the first one we drafted 8, the second one we drafted 7, the third one we're drafting 6. No, it was just off ADP, Dave. He literally autoed off ADP a $20,000 fantasy football team. I'm doing all auto draft, but nervous because I didn't find much data on auto draft first. Do you mean slow draft? Or you are auto drafting, like you are putting ranks in and then auto drafting? They do say that simple draft strategies are the best. Could it get more simple than ripping off ADP? Would you be happy or sad if your only team to win this year was an auto-drafted little Dalmatian? Do you mean I win the whole thing? I win first place in the little Dalmatian? Or I just get to the final? Wow, Justin Jefferson at 6. Justin Jefferson at 6. Unbelievable. Oh, here's a good little theory question. If you knew the 18-player roster that wins Best Ball Mania 6, do you think you'd be able to draft it with your remaining bullets? I would guess. I would say you'd be able to. Yeah. Here's a Fantasy Football Garage. I have a more interesting question. Not that this is not uninteresting. But I remember doing this the year that Courtland won Best Ball Mania, and I went back and looked at the highest scoring Week 17 player from every round in Best Ball Mania, like of the consensus players in the top 12, then 13 through 24, etc., etc. So if you knew the highest Week 17 score, and I put together a roster of rounds 1 through 18, and that team of the highest scoring players from each round would not have advanced. So how about that? Even with the perfect crystal ball, it's still unlikely. The perfect Week 17 crystal ball, it's still unlikely for you to draft the winner, basically, is what I'm saying. Because so much takes place in between there. Yeah. If you knew the BBM winner, that is different than knowing the highest scores. Yeah. Although then you get into kind of like a Schrodinger's universe, like Fantasy Football Garage's question about knowing the winning roster. You kind of get to the question of, does observing the oh man, all right, well look, I'm happy to get a Jefferson Bowers, but you run into the question of, does observing the winning Week 17 roster change the drafts that you were in? Does that change ADP? Does that change, and that's that's a different philosophical conversation. I just cannot believe that you can get Justin Jefferson and Brock Bowers in drafts now. Shady did some mock math with some heavy assumptions. That was basically, if you could know the team without the grandfather paradox issues, you do have like a 10% chance to win BBM. I mean, isn't that unbelievable? What a crazy exercise. Truly. I actually meal prepped this week. I got a bunch of 96.4 ground beef, a bunch of white rice, cut up 2 whole watermelons. We're chilling. We're eating good. We're eating good in Casa de Matic right now. I made last night I made a really good, you can make like macro friendly hot wings. Oh, and they're gonna let me get Amari in Hampton. God, it is just too easy. Well, yeah, it is pretty dry. No, we're still cutting, bro. But you can make, if you do hot wings in the oven on a wire rack and you put a little bit of baking powder in your like, your salt, chili powder, all that, The wings are so crispy and so good. If the winning roster had Jefferson and you had 25 to 30% Jefferson teams, what are the odds you could even get the right rounds 2 to 5 combo needed, assuming you knew the winning roster? All right, I'm going to keep it real. That I do not understand what you just said. Like, I understand what you're getting at, but I don't know how to answer the question. Like, you're asking that if you took Jefferson every time, pick 1 through 6, which would be more than 30%. The odds of getting the combo right, the odds of getting the combo right are really low. Just like, that's more of now, correct answer. The odds are 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't. Thank you. This is actually the correct answer. If you draft Dante Thornton, a guy who ran about 25% of the routes at the University of Tennessee, the odds are very high. Baking soda, not baking powder. Dry brine with baking soda and salt overnight. I've never done a dry brine with wings, but that sounds phenomenal. All right, this is, again, just a super easy pick. Ted McMillan. God, we are cooking right now. Favorite Week 17 matchup? Chalk answer is obviously Detroit, Minnesota. I think the sneakiest one... The sneakiest one for me is the New York Giants and the Las Vegas Raiders, or the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. I think those are... You know how every year there's like a Week 17 game where neither of the teams care at all, and the defense just doesn't show up? Like, it's like the game that, like the Matt Flynn game. Do you guys remember this? Again, I never know. I never have a sense of how much my useless football history is common knowledge, or if it's just me. But this game right here, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. This was back in 2008. Matt Flynn threw for 480 yards and 6 touchdowns against the Detroit Lions. Matt Stafford threw for 520 and 5. The combined wins on the season. Actually, so this was meaningless for a different reason. It was meaningless for a different reason that year. But basically, that's what I'm saying, is these teams, the teams that just don't care. Yeah, 6 touchdowns, paid by the Seahawks, then benched. Never played for the Seahawks because of Russell Wilson. You know what? Sure, I will take Devonta Smith here. We still have McCarthy live. We got Gino. We got Bryce. We're chilling. The game that got Matt Flynn paid only to lose the job to Russell Wilson. Dude, I had Matt Flynn in best ball that year. I don't even think the old MFL 10 best ball existed then. I am not personally worried about Justin Jefferson's hamstring yet. I will be worried if Justin Jefferson is not practicing in 10 days. Pay me that much, I'll lose my job to anyone. Has this team... I think this team has been top ADP every pick other than Hampton. I think, frankly, you guys would all be surprised by how good of teams you can draft just drafting off top ADP. Stefan, good luck to you in your drafts this week, brother. Hope you find a shipper out there. What do we do here? Well, what am I going to like best? The wide receivers at the next pick or the running backs in the next? Probably marginal tie break to the running backs. Interesting that Pollard would be the top here. I'm going to take Pacheco. Pacheco is my favorite. Top 2, win it, win it. The Jefferson thing is a real injury. Why do you think Cook is still so far behind Chase? He is practicing, just betting that much. What do you mean, Cook? How are James Cook and Jamar Chase related? Oh, Chase Brown. Well, I mean, Chase Brown played like 90% of his team snaps and has no meaningful competition. We can't get, like, James Cook doesn't even play half the snaps for the Buffalo Bills. For me, I'm not even thinking about Mixon until the 90s. And my real answer, Aaron, my real truth serum is me personally. I'm not really going to personally want to take Mixon until like this range right here, 116 to 125. Yeah, crazy stat. Cook led the league in touchdowns and wasn't a top 10 running back. I mean, look, if James Cook buries me, he buries me. You know, just one of those things you have to accept. Sometimes you get buried. All right, that one worked out. We get Pearsall here. I don't know what the sidekick is on telling me to take. I mean, I guess the sidekick is seeing this drop off at running back to a good degree, but Pearsall was more important. Just one of those wide receivers was more important. I have Chubb in the 160s, and I have Woody Marks in the 190s. The rankings you guys are seeing on the screen are not. I did not upload my most recent rankings update. What is the one doing? I mean, that's got to be a misclick. Taking Mahomes there. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, but these are my rankings in the sidekick though, not the legendary upside rankings. I mean, I think Pat and the leg up guys know a lot, but I'm not drafting off of anyone else's ranks. My favorite Week 17 sleeper matchups are Cleveland versus Pittsburgh and Tennessee versus the Saints is my call for the Who Cares Bowl. James Cook TD regression is going to leave a lot of people broke. What if here's the thing. He could regress the other way in that they decide to play him more. They could be like, well, we just want our best running back on the field more often. All right. Aaron Jones still there. I actually would take Aaron Jones here, who I never really take. I've taken Renfro a couple times on... I am going to take Aaron Jones. I've taken Renfro a couple times on DraftKings, 20-round drafts, full PPR. I think if you truly had zero Mixon, you could comfortably take some Joe Mixon teams now. That feels reasonable. Yeah. James Cook ascension to Gibbs A-Chain is going to leave a lot of people broke. Could be. Who-Hames. Not Who-Hames. Who-Hames. All right. Justin Jefferson, Brock Bowers, Amarian Hampton, Ted McMillan, Devonta Smith, Isaiah Pacheco, Ricky Pearsall, Aaron Jones. Probably go one quarterback, one tight end with these next two picks. That feels correct structurally. Well, yes, but Gibbs plays a little bit more than Cook, but is also just much better, right? I don't even think James Cook thinks he is as good as Jahmyr Gibbs. Who has the better year, Shot Demon or Slot Demon? Wow, I don't really want to take Jalen Warren here. I think I'd rather... Is Nick's gone? I'm taking Purdy, actually. Purdy with Pearsall. I don't think James Cook discovered Hawaii. James Cook discovered Australia, right? I'm almost... Yeah. James Cook, I don't think... I think you... Oh, no. You know what? I'm wrong. He left from Australia to Hawaii. Shout out to me for getting my dates wrong. Or my country's wrong. Yes, he was killed in Hawaii. I'm wrong. Hand up. You hate to see it. You hate to get your data wrong. Chase Brown did endure the University of Illinois, and that does say something. All right. Now, do I just have to suck it up and take McCarthy here? I think I do. I did not know this, that James Cook's middle name is Dalvin and Dalvin Cook's middle name is James. I did not know that. Interesting. All right. Did McCarthy just go? Okay, no, he didn't. So I am going to take him here, but I wonder... So I think I just said the right thing. I just said, I think structurally... Oh, I already have Bowers. I don't need a tight end. I literally forgot that I had Bowers. So we're super chilling, actually. Please click on the draft board, your highlighted team. Oh, sorry. I don't know. I'll probably do like 6 or 7 today. I think we're going to do a fast draft next. Actually, that reminds me. Little something Zach cooked up. Have you already been grinding best ball? I want you to try Fast Draft. Full PPR, 15 rounds, 20-minute drafts, no rake in their big tournament, The Rabbit. It's sharp, it's fun, and most importantly, using code Davis, signing up through my link in the description, supports the channel. How good is Zach at his job? Is there anyone better in niche fantasy football video creation than Zach Lenars? Dude's literally the GOAT. It's true. Really, every continent is an island if you're dumb enough. I mean, by the true definition. Pete and Leone did a 4 tight end build. Forgot. You know, Bowers is all the way up there at the top. It's pretty easy to forget. All right, I'm actually... I'm not going to take Tootin here. I'm going to take Tucker Kraft. Because you know what is going to be a really unique pairing? What is it? Okay. All right. Follow my thought on this one. What everyone does with Brock Bowers is they wait and they take, Juwan Johnson, Theo Johnson, Cade Otton. I wonder if one of the better ways to approach doing Bowers is to take him with one of these mid-tier guys who can maybe contribute in the flex, but it's also just going to give you more unique roster combinations. Yeah, you could take Bowers and Loveland. So I haven't emailed the NFFC guys. I have a very busy day tomorrow. I'm actually getting a mole removed on my arm tomorrow. So the normal time when I do a high stakes draft is I'm going to be streaming later tomorrow. Basically, is the thing. But we'll probably be back on next week. I will deboot. I will. You know what? I will email my guy over at the NFFC. Can I say a thing where I say no offense and then say something you might find a tad offensive? Well, don't be too offensive. Do I think Baker, McCaffrey, and McCarthy and Herbert? It's probably a bit too much capital. All right, well, I got to take Tootin at this price, right? Yeah, I think I do. Do they play streaks for the NFL season? I loved it, but last year they changed the window to complete from 6 months to 30 days. Oh, come on. That is not impossible for the NFL schedule. You can complete an NFL streak in like a week, dude. I mean, I can send a message, but frankly, Pepper, of all the things that people have ever complained about on Underdog, that is very easy to do. I look like a young Frank Gallagher. Is that even rude? William H. Macy is a big famous movie star. He was in Jurassic Park 3. Not offended by that. Not offended. So that I think is too much. Bowers and Kittle. That I think is too much. I'm out on that. Man, maybe I shouldn't have taken Tootin. Maybe I should have just done something different there. Guerrero would be good on this team. Do I need a wide receiver? Yeah, Guerrero is actually really good on this team. Do I need a wide receiver more? Yeah, I do, actually. Let's do... You know what? People say Davis Maddock never changes. How about taking Josh Palmer? How about that, fellas? Gonna lead the Buffalo Bills wide receivers in snaps. Tootin Tank, I think I'm on board. I just locked in 8 touchdowns. If you, generally speaking, like if you think about it this way, you could do Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday. I think you can still take a little Elijah Moore. I think I'm still myself, but I think something I've learned this year is just a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more Bayesian priors and adjusting. It's new information. Oh man, I cannot believe you just invoked 49ers running back Joe Williams. That is crazy of you, dude. All right. I don't really want to take Geno either. So I'm going to take Demario Douglas. What is going on here? And I feel like my running back capital is fine. Well, I mean, I really have had no reasons to be concerned about Tootin at all. But a hamstring injury for a day 3 rookie running back is just not good. You cannot spin it. You cannot spin it as good. Jaden Blue is definitely a little Darwin Thompson-y. A little bit. Obviously, it's not 1-to-1. What if I spin it? Well, that's a good spin. We are big LaQuint Allen boys around here. No one loves him more. I'm not surprised at all if LaQuint Allen generates a role on the 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars. LaQuint Allen was the best pass blocking running back in college football and the best receiver. He had 64 receptions last year for Syracuse. All right. I mean, do I just suck it up and take Geno? I think I'm just going to suck it up and take Geno here. So we've got Justin Jefferson, Brock Bowers, Amarian Hampton, Tet McMillan, Devonta Smith, Isaiah Pacheco, Ricky Pearsall, Aaron Jones, Brock Purdy, J.J. McCarthy, Tucker Kraft, Byshell Tootin, Josh Palmer, Demario Douglas, Geno Smith. I mean, I'm not. Do you think I'm not a Nebraska fan, but I do like Dylan Raiola, Brian. Remember the Devin A-Chain week 1 inactive, Mookie? Are you old enough to remember? Were you in the streets? Do you remember? Yeah, Tank Bigsby is a very good click. Do I consider Romeo Doubs to be properly priced? Yes, he's properly priced. He's properly priced. Romeo Doubs is a good pick. You don't have to like it, but Romeo Doubs is fairly priced on Underdog. And in fact, I know that our boys over at Establish the Run have him as one of the best picks on the board. No, I live in Missouri. I was born in Kansas, and I grew up wanting to attend the University of Oklahoma. I'm Midwest through and through, Brian. I don't think it's crazy. I do not think it's crazy to have Romeo Doubs ranked very high. Do you think doing drafts with a bunch of different people with different players confuses your process? No, I absolutely love drafting with other people. I think it is one of the coolest things about what I get to do, actually. We'll do Jalen Knoll. And somehow I love every Texas Longhorn. And I went to K-State because K-State was the only Big 12 school that wanted to give me a bunch of money to go there. Really, I would say you could best describe me as just saying I'm the most Big 12 guy you've ever met in your life. You've never met a guy who is more defined by the Big 12 than me. Yeah, shout out Jacob Pullen. Oh, I'm in a lot of slows, brother. A lot of gosh darn slows. Oh, not only do I remember KD Cannon, I specifically attended a football game to go watch KD Cannon play. All right, we're up. We need a running back. Let's take, you know what? Let's take Taj Brooks on this one. I'm feeling a little Taj Brooksy. Does Arizona State being in the Big 12? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Oklahoma not being in the Big 12 anymore. Yes, I'm doing another one. I'm gonna do a fast draft after this, though. How much Kyle Juszczyk exposure do you have, and why is it 0? Do I have any slow draft advice? I do, actually. My best slow draft advice for you is that you should set aside a little bit of time in your day every 15 minutes or so, and just sit and knock them out. No, fast draft on Underdog, or the fast draft on the Fast Draft app is what we're gonna do next. We're gonna knock one out. Hey man, don't be rude. Don't be rude. Shout out to Kansas State basketball guard legend Marquise Knoll. Stanford in the ACC is absolutely diabolical. They did. They ruined college conferences. All right. We need another running back. Let's take Woody Marks, who I've been talking about. I did not mean every 15 minutes. Sorry. Like once every 5 to 6 hours, set a timer, set an alert on your phone, and just go and run through all of them. Okay. Recapping the team. Drafting out of the 106, we took Justin Jefferson. We took Brock Bowers, Amarian Hampton, Tet McMillan, Devonta Smith, Isaiah Pacheco, Ricky Pearsall. That Pacheco pick came in quite clutch. Aaron Jones at 91, I think, is strong. Purdy with Pearsall, McCarthy with Jones and with Jefferson, Tucker Kraft, Byshell Tootin, Chaperone Palmer at 150, Chaperone Demario Douglas 163, Geno Smith. Earned ourselves a little Jalen Noel as a treat at 187, Taj Brooks, Woody Marks. That is a lot of rookie running backs. Shout out to Isaiah Pacheco and Aaron Jones for holding the fort down. Yes, I just have to do it every 15 minutes. I don't know. Let's see how many I'm on the clock in right now. Drafts active. I mean, I'm only on the clock in 30 right now. But then look at all these. Look at all that. Look at all those beautiful slow drafts, brother. Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling. Look at that. Keep on scrolling. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Frankly, me, I love to see it. Well, yes. Well, Underdog doesn't have an overnight pause, but they do. They just give you a 9-minute clock. All right, there we go. Someone come on and hop in with me. There is a way also to get this in landscape mode that I need to figure out. Nope. Don't do that. How do I do that? There's got to be a way. That's absurd. I feel over. Being in 15 is too many. Being in 15 is actually a terrible number. Well, but it's because my phone is on iPhone mirroring, so I don't know. I don't know how to do the mirroring. Let's see if this works. Yes, exactly. Either in 1 or 100 slows. That's the thing. But you can't, The thing is you can't do iPhone mirroring. You can't do iPhone mirroring when your phone is locked or when your phone is unlocked. Yeah, promo code is Davis. It'll give you a $50 deposit bonus. They have a nice little tournament going on right now. Yeah, one is awful. One is the worst number of slow drafts to be in. Who Hames is in. Two wide receiver, but 2 flex. Yeah, it's app only. I mean, this app is for the sickos, Nick. It's for the sickos. The idea is just to simply fire out a bunch of drafts very quickly. We need one more. Let's hop in. Let's do it. Let's see if I can figure out turn orientation lock off on your iPhone, enable mirroring. There's got to be a way to do it. Okay, but do you want these notifications though? The question is, do you want the notifications? And I don't, and I think the answer is no. I don't think you do. Okay, there we go. There we go, boys. We're going fast and quick today. I will put some research in to figure out the mirroring situation. There's got to be a way to do it. Settings. Edit, view, larger. Window, move and resize. No, I got nothing. Slow draft notifications are extremely annoying. Like, imagine getting a girl's contact info and you get a notification 15 late. I was gonna say the move is you probably need to. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure out the landscaping. It does change automatically on your phone, but it doesn't change automatically because my phone screen is locked. Oh, how do I tile it? How do I... An iPhone emulator does work, but I couldn't find one that works with StreamYard. Here we go. I'm on the clock. I'm going to take Nico on this one. And then I'm going to take... You know what? I'm getting my Derrick Henry exposure on Fast Draft. Yeah, I need to call Silva for tech support. I will... I solemnly swear to all of you that the next Fast Draft... Yes, it is 3rd round reversal. So I'm going to have to wait to pick. All right. There's got to be a way. Portrait orientation lock is disabled in Control Center. Tap the screen mirroring. What do you mean? Nick, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, 3rd round reversal is crazy this year. It feels poor to me. Honestly, it feels poor for the teams picking, honestly, on both sides. Bang. I'm going to take Trey McBride. I think all these formats, you want the elite tight ends. Wait, maybe? Wait, hold on. I got an idea. I have an idea. No, I have no idea what that button is. Yeah, Fast Draft is they're only 10 mans. Guys, I have an idea. I think I might be able to do this. Hold on. The logo with the lock button in your Control Center. It's not locked. Oh, portrait. You want me to turn it on? Yes. Tell me, you want me to turn portrait orientation on? because it's disabled. I had it disabled. I just turned it on. All right, what does who? I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best. You guys think this is easy? I'd like to see you do it. It was disabled. I agree. I think that the third round reversal is big for those spots. Yeah, at least we have 100 likes. Can swipe down in the top right in the mirroring. Yes, I can. But what I'm telling you is when you unlock your cell phone, the mirroring goes away. GM. Yes, third round reversal, it was a little bit like the board was a little bit more stratified there. Well, the issue is not with the product. You can landscape it just fine on your phone. This is a tech issue from yours truly. Well, I'm having a nightmare. I'm having a nightmare right now. All right. I have got both probably. All right, I've got Nico, Henry, and McBride. Dang, I really wanted Rashee Rice. This feels like a super optimal format for Rashee Rice. Let's do. I like elite quarterback every time in 10 mans. Let's do that, and then let's do DJ Moore. Yeah, I don't think there's a partner portal yet, but it should be coming up relatively soon. There you go. Google seems to indicate that you can only landscape mirror stuff that has a button. But yes. So this is what you'd think. This is what you would think, that Rashee would be really bad in marathon scoring. But if you think about marathon scoring, all that matters in cumulative weeks 1 through 17 scoring is like mega spikes. There is no week that is more important than the others. So a guy like Rashee Rice, a guy like Brandon Ayuk, they don't get nuked near as much as you would think. Obviously, they have more games missed than you would like. Like, they're only going to have scores available in like 10 games or whatever. But if Rashee is the guy that we think he is, you know, if Rashee scores, if Rashee has 3 games of over 25 full PPR points, he's going to end up being an awesome pick. You know, it doesn't even matter. So we have got Jalen Hurts and DJ. I'm going to be a little bit behind at wide receiver on this team, but that's okay. I'm still gonna win the $10,000. I would say one of the big things that I'm doing on these fast draft teams is, and I'm actually doing this in Badge Bros Brawl too, is I'm trying to draft a ton of elite tight end, elite quarterback. Like every Badge Bros Brawl that I do, I am trying to do an elite tight end. Like, if honestly, I would take Bowers, just like a huge. Where did he go in this one? Bowers went at 15. Honestly, I maybe should have just taken Bowers there at the turn. I am 100% confident there is a way for me to do this. I just haven't put the not put the time in. But if you guys want to be able to do this on your phone, what are the withdrawal options from Fast Draft? I assume they're just normal withdrawal options. I don't know. Are there normally different? Like, are you saying like, can you do it in cryptocurrency? Because I don't think you can do crypto. All right, let's do. What are we gonna do here? All right, let's do Travis Hunter. Let's do Zay Flowers. Feeling a little bit of Zay Flowers. So we have Nico Collins, Derrick Henry, Trey McBride, Jalen Hurts, DJ Moore, Travis Hunter. GM, Purple Yosh. Withdraw. Withdraw what? He says. Valid. Wait a minute. You guys have the eligibility to withdraw? Can't say very many of us have clicked the withdraw button. On these sites all that often. Bro misspelled deposit. Pat Corain is the only person I have proof that has ever withdrawn, and that's just because he moved to San Diego. With withdrawal, you typically want to taper off, so maybe trying 1 to 2 drafts a day before going to 0. 1099 gang, dude. Even if you do, exactly. You know what, Mookie, you're so right. Even if you do profit, that's just money that rolls into next year. Just got 3 picks at 5 in one of the 4 max contests. Which 3 of the 2 to 7 guys would you want if you could choose? I mean, come on, it's Justin Jefferson, bro. Dude, that would be a great bit. One of these guys that hates Peter or something should make a contest or make like a Discord or a YouTube channel called the Withdrawal Kingdom. Yeah, playoff best ball, dude. Rudman should make it. That would be very funny. I banked and didn't get 1099 because I upped my volume and speed. Well, yeah, many such cases. Many such cases. There you go. We have a success story. 110K on Underdog last year. Definitely withdrew it. The withdrawal empire. All right, let's ship 1 running back. Do we even need a running back? Yeah, we do. 1 running back. And then let's do... Come on, man. Come on, who aims? Let me take Tony Pollard here. Bang. Tony Pollard. No. Oh, I just put him in my queue. I thought I got him. Oh, I'm not even close yet. Yeah, I am controlling it with my mouse on my computer screen. It's an interesting, I'll tell you what, it is an interesting little piece of software that I'm currently dealing with. There you go. There are different withdrawal options. There you go. Let's do downs. I think I'm advancing 11 teams in the dinger. Withdrawal Kingdom sounds like a rehab group. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right. We are at Nico Collins, Derrick Henry, Trey McBride, Jalen Hurts, DJ Moore, Travis Hunter, Zay Flowers, Tony Pollard, and Josh Downs. I have a really good team in the solo shot. Yeah, I believe this is the initial lore that the Deposit Kingdom was inspired by the Cash Out King. They're not going to be, man, frankly, bad timing for the double dribble, because I just don't have, I'd like to draft some teams in it, but I just don't think I have the time. All right. How are we going to finish this one out? We need 1 more tight end. We need 1 more quarterback. How many more running backs do we need? We have Henry and Pollard. So I guess I'd like to put some of these some of these guys are not 100% drafted in the ringer. No, I think I'm going to max drafters doing fast. I'm just going to big time multi-table them. Oh, that's a good question. I wonder what Kurtz's ownership was in the dinger. Yeah, we are going to be shipping Dallas Goedert on this team almost for certain. Let's see. My boy Fantasy Football Garage has Barkley, AJ Brown, Kyron, Hampton, sick. JMO, Pickens, Addison, Judy, boo, Judy, and Jordan Mason. My boy Miles Ahead, a loyal Twitch viewer, has Justin Jefferson, Lad McConkey, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall, RJ Harvey. I like the get your guys at 47 there. DK Metcalf, TJ Hawkinson, Pat Mahomes, and Evan Ingram. Who Hames has Lamb, BTJ, Chase Brown, Jaden Daniels, Kamara, Trevion Henderson, Caleb Johnson, Diggs, and Egbuka. How big are the contests on Fast Draft? There is this one that I'm drafting in right now is $10 to enter and $10,000 to first place. The promo is promo code Davis. Gets you $50 deposit bonus. Are you going to do any weekly high stakes reviews of your teams this year? Yes. Yeah, certainly. Certainly I will be doing that. All right, let's take... Did Goddard go? Okay, no. Nick Kurtz, 3% ownership, 32% advance rate. Gnarly stuff. All right, let's do... No best balls yet. Again, it's just a time thing. When did you first decide to go for the mustache look? Well, let me first take Dallas Goedert. I need one more running back. Let's do Guerrero. All my friends were at we all went to a wedding together. Like I guess this would have been 2 years ago. And 3 of my buddies all had mustaches. And I thought they all looked cool. And I couldn't believe they didn't include me. And my beards never really came in right. You know, they just weren't very good. And so I went outside of my buddy's house and I had my electric razor and I just shaved all the beard off and left the mustache. And I was like, wow, I've been waiting my whole life for mustaches to become cool so that I could wear it. And I think honestly, I think most dudes look good with a mustache. Is that true? Traylon Burks got cut. Tough scenes. Sad for the fella. Very, very sad. Soccer Dave is going to be devastated. I currently have a mustache because I think it's funny. Dang. That is, honestly, that's a bummer. Traylon Burks feels like a Kansas City Chiefs ass call. Feels like just a total dude they would love to claim. I do. I think we can agree. I think the Eagles officially won the AJ Brown trade. That's true. My 200% leveraged Traylon Burks portfolio is squashed now. Burks says future giant written all over him. Io Manor is kind of Burksy, but like without a lot of the red flags. Got tired of people thinking I was a fresh grad for the last 15 years or so. So I grew a mustache. And now people think I'm my age in the workplace. Honestly, win-win. You know you're a best ball boomer when you have a memory of Leone arguing with Silva during a streamed NFFC draft on if a rookie Burks is a good pick as your 5th wide receiver instead of a 2nd running back. That is very boomer. Best ball, bro. The ladies dig a mustache. Mustache with no beard equals a just-stash. Yeah, I don't know. I just never really grew a good mustache at the end of the day. Ooh, just made a mistake. Double tight end, week 5. Okay, here we go. I need one more running back. Let's take my boy Tank. Let's take... You know what? Let's take Cam Ward. And then I'll take one... Oh, I got 2 more picks. Dude, it's all wheels up for Chimere DK now. All right. So my team is Hurts and Ward, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Isaac Urendo, and Tank Bigsby. Nico Collins, DJ Moore, Travis Hunter, Zay Flowers, Josh Downs, Trey McBride, and Dallas Goedert. Did you make a lot of profits on NBA Top Shot? Well, I probably, and I don't even, I do not mean this in a mean way to anyone, but probably of all the people you know, I'm probably the only person who made any money on NBA Top Shot. Because I bought a legendary one early, and I listed it for sale for $30,000, and someone bought it. It's the worst day of my life, man. But what's funny is obviously like some of it ended up, I bought the Trey Young Genesis moment. No joke. Yeah, Top Shot paid for a good portion of the down payment of this basement that I am podcasting from. The withdrawal kingdom for Top Shot is pretty empty. Gotta be rock bottom when the team says, we'll roll with the chubby guy with frosted tips. Trivoli sold a Steph Curry moment for $10,000 US. Incredible times. All right, what are our final 2 picks going to be? I guess positionally, I think we just do one running back, one wide receiver. They put the ownership percentages that guys have been drafted in the app, which I think is cool. So give me a shitter. Brashard Smith, Shipley chasing, Woody Marks. Let's do a wide receiver. Oh. Did you have him in your queue miles ahead? Can I send a link? Oh, whoa, ooh, I got to pick. Wide receiver. Keaton Mitchell. And Brashard Smith. All right, final team. Nico Collins, Derrick Henry, Trey McBride, Jalen Hurts, DJ Moore, Travis Hunter, Zay Flowers, Tony Pollard, Josh Downs, Dallas Goedert, Isaac Urendo, Tank Bigsby, Cam Ward, Keaton Mitchell, Brashard Smith. I like tossing in some of the low-owned shitters. I don't think enough people in this contest will be doing that. Everyone, make sure to check out Fast Draft. Link in the description. Supporting our sponsors is a great way to support the channel. Have you already been grinding best ball? I want you to try Fast Draft. Full PPR, 15 rounds, 20-minute drafts, no rake in their big tournament, The Rabbit. It's sharp, it's fun, and most importantly, using code Davis, signing up through my link in the description, supports the channel. Yeah, didn't they like make didn't they shutter Rainmakers? I feel like that happened. Maybe I'm making that up. Oh, I should have taken it on Guy. You know what? I need to go pee real quick. any favorite running back, wide receiver, quarterback playoff schedules? That is more of a Chess Liam strategy than a Davis Maddox strategy. I don't so much get into the micro edges like that. That feels like something Liam would be really good at, but not so much for your boy. All right. Dang, would have been nice if we picked at 8, 7, 6, and 5, but we are picking at 4 here. And I guess we're just gonna get wow, Bijan Robinson or Bijan. He said his name is pronounced differently. It's not Bijan. It's Bijan. Wow. All right. I mean, look, I will continue to take Justin Jefferson at 4. I can't really think of a reason not to do that. I mean, I guess maybe just to not have 20% of him. Bijan. How do you feel about the Hampton click right now in BBM? Feels tough knowing we were getting him at the 4-5 turn the whole time. I don't care. I don't care. I think you just take Hampton where you can get him. I think you just make the best picks and then you roll on from that. Oh, here we go. We got some good coach speak. Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer was asked if he liked what he saw from the team's running backs during their first padded practice and took a second to highlight Phil Maffa. The guy, Phil Maffa. I'm starting to feel him. I'm starting to feel Phil. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about feeling Maffa. I think your expectation for the Cowboys backfield should be the same that it's been. But if you're drafting a lot of Jaden Blue, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear the coaching staff saying, "Oh man, Jaden Blue, he put the pads on. He was so electric. He was so fast. He looked great." Yeah, Maffa's a big boy. Maffa is a bruiser. Good 6-headed backfield. No, I did not see the T-Mac video. I don't care about what Tetaroya McMillan looks like in Panthers training camp, really. Actually nice. I 100% shuffle this draft season. Easier. Get those guys with different players, stacks of teams and drafts. 100% agree. Wait till Cordarrelle Patterson joins the boys. Dallas going to have us begging for the 210s. Oh my God. Where were you? Where were you for Shane Vereen and Stephen Ridley, man? Where were you? Hall of Fame game. Yeah, Blue looks quite good. You'd expect him to. Do AJ Brown. That's got to be a really unique pairing. Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown has to be crazy unique. Well, how about that, brother? How about getting? I guess maybe I would have taken Gibbs. Set up Gibbs, AJ Brown. Might have been kind of nice. Cowboys backfield is merely another reason to draft CD and Pickens. Cordarrelle Patterson and Turpin together. Can you imagine a play where they both touch the ball? A a wildcat option in which Dak Prescott is lead blocking for Kevontae Turpin, the ball carrier, or Kevontae Turpin, the pitch man, to pitch the ball to Cordarrelle Patterson. Many such cases. Yeah, Blue has looked good at training camp. All right, let's do, you know what? Let's do T. I don't take T. Higgins very often. Do a classic little piss boy start. Randomly joined a BBM, saw you in, then checked your live in here at 10. Nick, hope you're having a great day, brother. Like the Nico A-Chain start is quite hot. If we are expecting more Eagles passing, do we think Saquon receptions are back on the table? I mean, yeah, dude, he could of course get, he could catch 45 passes. I don't think it's likely. All right, here's a good game. What do we think Mike Clay has Barkley projected for receptions? Taking someone you don't normally take when you feel different and good about your AJB start. Yeah. I'm a vibes-based drafter. Sometimes you got to be a vibes. All right. Let's check it. I'm pulling up the projection. No. I only did I think 6 in the Chow Chow. Eagles Saquon Barkley projected for 48 receptions. That feels fair. 48%. Yeah, 50, very close. Let's live a little and pull up a Phil Maffa projection. I wonder if his backfield projection has changed at all, actually. He's got Javonte Williams as the running back 26, Miles Sanders as the running back 2, Jaden Blue is the running back 3, no Phil Maffa points. 6 rushes for 26 yards for our boy Hunter Lupke. How many receptions for Bijan Robinson is for 62 receptions, 490 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15% target share, 303 rushes. Has there been a single good piece of Javonte news? I mean, he's currently right now, if you ask Brian Schottenheimer, he is the number 1 running back on the team. So I guess that's good. Of the news we've gotten so far, rank the top 3 value plays this season. What do you mean by value plays? There was a nice little, you know what? Let's do another weird one. James Cook, another guy I've got like day nada of. I don't know. Top 3 value plays. Tank Bigsby, Darius Slayton, and Anthony Richardson. Because I don't know about you guys. I've been quite surprised by actually how much the Colts have been open to starting Anthony Richardson. I thought that they would all get there to camp and they'd be like, Anthony, it's in a competition. That is not what it has sounded like to me. It sounded like the Colts would actually really like to start Anthony Richardson. Yeah, the Colts want Anthony Richardson to work. Wow. Oh. Sniped on Jalen Hurts. Let's take George Pickens. Dang, Jalen Hurts would have been really nice on this team. If they don't start Anthony Richardson and he's good, they are they're probably fired either way. So that I did want to mention that. Carly Ursay said something really complimentary about Richardson. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Colts owner Carly Ursay Gordon said Anthony Richardson still has time to prove it. where he is in his career and in his deal as a rookie, we still have time. That, I mean, obviously it's not insanely bullish, but it's a lot better than, what could she have said? She could have said, we hope he makes the best of his time. No, to me, I don't know. Real eye of the beholder stuff here. I think honestly, I think that is what it is. I think benching Anthony Richardson sounded great until the alternative was literally Daniel Jones. Sometimes you just don't want to have to start Daniel Jones. I think Anthony Richardson might be 3 years younger than Shuck. Anthony Richardson age, he just turned 23. Tyler Shuck age, he is about to turn 26. He's 3 years younger. He's got his whole life ahead of him. He's got his whole life ahead of him. 3 years younger than Tyler Shuck. 3. That's crazy, dude. How are we going to feel when Tyler Shuck is good? How mad are the people going to be when Tyler Shuck is a good football player? He did work with the Josh Allen coach. I like Anthony Richardson, man. Well, I don't. I've started to take Anthony Richardson instead of Daniel Jones as my third quarterbacks. The Shuck demon. I would say that a 25-year-old quarterback drafted in the second round of the NFL draft is unlikely to be pretty good, but he's probably better than Spencer Rattler. Oh, looks like the guys over at Drafters just hit me up with a new referral code. Here we go. Bang. Here. Little Drafters deposit bonus if you guys don't have an account yet. Joseph Burrow, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, James Cook, George Pickens, Joe Burrow, pick 69. Nice. No, I think I believe they just it's the same referral code. I believe they they upped the deposit bonus match to $100. Artillery Frost. I believe it was a $50 deposit bonus now, and it's a $100 deposit bonus on Drafters now with code Davis. Shuck actually does scramble. I got something for you. I was stunned to learn this information. Let me make this pick real quick. You know what? This is kind of a good team to take David Montgomery. No, I'm taking Pacheco. I can't take David Montgomery over Pacheco. Tyler Shuck RAS. Tyler Shuck, 9.3 RAS. He's tall, good broad jump, good vert, good 40. See, I kind of like total points. Speak on the Jags running back situation. The worst pick is the most expensive one. The best pick is the least expensive one, and the most fun one is the second one. The most fun one is by Tootin. The way I think of a total points contest is it's kind of a ball knowers contest. Like it's just draft the most league winners and you win. If you draft the most league winners in a total points contest, you will win. All right, through 7 rounds, we're Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, James Cook. Missed out on 1 pick on the A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts stack. Joe Burrow with T. Isaiah Pacheco. This is a pretty good start. If you are an Isaiah Pacheco believer, there's one drafters guy who is a maniac. He just berates whoever picks CMC. I mean, honestly, Montgomery versus Pacheco, it's 2 guys who came back from injury. I guess the Justin Jefferson correlation. I don't know. Maybe I'm making the same mistake with David Montgomery that I make with every old running back, where I just anticipate that they are heading to the graveyard. Monty over Pacheco. Well, been wrong about many things, and I will probably, the amount of things that I'm going to be wrong about this year, boys. Do you have any idea the amount of things that we're all going to be wrong about? Whoops. I put the wrong thing there. That is Tyler Shucks Rass. There's the I just put the new referral code link in the YouTube chat if anyone is not signed up for drafters. All right, what are we going to do here? Man, after these, if you do not need a quarterback at these picks, when you do not need a quarterback in the 8th round and the 9th round, you are just sick to yourself. I can't take Joe Mixon. I can't. I'm taking Aaron Jones. Yes, people forget, always hedge. Always hedge. No, how mad can you get at me at the end of the season if I openly acknowledge that I'm probably wrong about everything? At the end of the day, you can't get mad at someone who acknowledges his own shortcomings and failures. What does EstablishTheRun.com/Leone have Joe Mixon ranked? I did not see this. I did not see Atlanta basically confirming that Bijan. I'm not saying it right. I need to watch the video again. I think I'm going to take... Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, I was going to take Trey Harris. You know what? God. I did not really want to take Travis Kelce there. Dude, you can't be wrong if you just take 8% of everyone. Bijan. Easy. Bijan. Okay. I think I've got it. Might need to do a swear jar for that one, a la Peter Overzet. Have a good day, brother. This is definitely not the whitest thing to ever happen on this stream, brother. You're talking to someone who has pet insurance for their dog. Not the whitest thing to ever happen on the Davis Maddock YouTube channel. Raheem Morris coach speak. He said he wants to have a governor. Hey, I know what a governor is. Whitest thing is saying Io Manor. Yeah. Yeah, it's a French name. Yeah, dude, obviously pet insurance is a good idea. Pet insurance is a good idea, whatever race, ethnicity, nationality, culture you are from. But there's no denying that having pet insurance is a white person thing to do. A very white suburban person. It's very what would they call it on the internet? They'd call it white coded. I don't think this is true, actually, that all insurance is negative EV. I believe most insurance actually is positive EV. The one that is not super positive EV is car insurance, but you have to have it. Yeah, I had a dog who had cancer and who had to have a limb amputated and had to get like legitimate like cancer treatments, and it extended her life like years. Like I would do it again, 100%. But it cost a lot of money. All right, let's do. Gosh, what do you even do? I don't really want to take Judkins either. Okay, he went. No, he didn't. Let's do. Let's take Dak, actually. Oh no, that's a disaster. Oh, the double week 10 buys. The sidekick was right. The sidekick knew. Oh, man. Yeah, Cam Ward. Oh, gosh. All right. Dude, it's the 3 quarterback meta. Dude, you have Justin Jefferson, so just take JJ McCarthy. It's a 3. Dude, legendary upside says take 3 quarterbacks every time. Dude, sacrilegious and shady advice, and Pat Kerrane told me to take 3 quarterbacks every time anyway. Bro, it's unique combinatorially. Okay. All right, where are we at now? We have a 3-3-4-1, Burrow, Dak, McCarthy, Cook, Pacheco, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, George Pickens, and Travis Kelce's a week 10 bye too, so I can't even take Gesicki or Ferguson. Dude, I'm doing a 3-6-6-3. It's the best advanced rate structure. I'm doing the 3-6-6-3, 3 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 6 wide receivers. I'm locking in. I can still salvage it, dude. Mike Gesicki and the Juwan Johnson demon. I do like Mason Taylor a lot. Mason Taylor feels like a guy who is absolutely guaranteed to get some good pub this offseason. Actually, honestly, no, it really doesn't. Hilarious to leave the slappy voice to say you like Mason Taylor. Dude, hear me out. Kyle Pitts saves this team. I can't even say that for reals. I overrule my own rankings, and then the sidekick's like, figure out the buys on your own. Okay. I really wish I could take Jake Ferguson, actually. All right, let's do Dylan Sampson, because that is both kind of a chaperone pick and a rookie running back with my olds, which is nice. What do I think is more likely to reverse next year? Running backs being drafted highly again, or the 3 quarterback? The people will move on to something else next year. I don't want to take 3 tight ends, but maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I do. You know what? Let's commit. Let's commit to the 3-6-6-3 bit if Ferguson is still there. By the way, a nice little Jacob just tagged me in this. A nice little Rashid Shaheed. Look at this. Nice little Rashid Shaheed over the shoulder. Bada bing. Bada boom. That's my boy. Don't tell the chasers. Don't tell the chasers, dude. Don't tell them. Oh, Mason Taylor's definitely starting week 1. Okay, hold on, wait. All right, you guys said Kyle Pitts is the Skelly key. He's a week 5 bye. There you go. All right. If you think Dylan Sampson is a chaperone, you might be a slappy. Well, you might be a slappy if you cite Travion Henderson as a reason to not take the big dog. If you've ever drafted Jeanty and Hampton as your running back 1 and your running back 2, you might be a slappy. If you've ever drafted Jalen Warren and Miles Sanders together, you might be a slappy. If you have even conceived of the thought, the fan and bet, you might be a slappy. I mean, it's so true. It's also so true. If Rashid Shaheed was on literally any other team, he would be the slappiest pick of 2025. Shaheed was fixing all my problems last year. Dude, the Saints were fixing everyone's problems. The Saints were like they were on pace to be the absolute story of the fantasy football season. The fan and bet. There is some slappy merch. There is some slappy merch. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. A chaperone, Artillery Frost, who's in the chat, invented this. It's when you draft a bunch of young guys and rookies, like if you draft like Matthew Golden and Byshell Tootin and stuff, you need to draft like a Josh Palmer or an Adam Thielen. That we call like basically like an old guy who's starting week 1 is a chaperone. I did not listen to Pat and Eric's Skeleton Key episode. It's very hard for me to engage with a lot of fantasy football content because I basically spend 10 hours a day doing fantasy football content myself. And so this is a Romeo Dubs ass team. And so by the time, like, I don't know, we're going to stream a couple more drafts here probably. And so by the time I'm done with this, I'm just like, dude, I just want to go to bed, you know? I'd get a mug with the Slappy the seal. Oh my God, coolers. I might get a tattoo of Slappy the seal. Here, okay, I'll make a deal with you guys. If my wife says it's okay and I win Best Ball Mania, I'll get a tattoo of Slappy the seal. Chaperone, an aged veteran for the first few weeks while the rookies are still marinating. Absolutely. GM, Jared. Do I want Jalen Wright? Does Jalen Wright make any sense? You know what? I'm taking Gesicki. I'm doing it. This is definitely true. Although a lot of what I do, I read a lot of fantasy football content because like that is easier for me to focus on. So like I read all of like Ben Gretch's stuff on the Stealing Signal Substack, and I read Jacob Sanderson's Substack, and I read a lot of Rotoviz. Not only could Thielen stay wide receiver 2 over Leggett, I would say Thielen is a strong favorite to be the wide receiver 2 over Leggett. What's my best finish in BBM? Bad. My best finish is quite bad. You know what? No, the year that they did regular season prizes for the top 10,000, I actually did okay. You know, I had some good top 10,000 teams. So what that would have been Best Ball Mania 4. No finals in BBM, brother. I was looking at BBM and found out I got eliminated by the champ. Yeah, BBM 4. I know the year that Karain won and that Charlie line of scrimmage finished 3rd, the guy who got 2nd did it on a single bullet. So he'd only drafted 1 total team, and he won. Which is, I mean, pretty impressive. Couldn't. Do you think the guy who got 2nd is aware that he got 2nd? How many BBMs have you participated? This is the 6th one, right? So all of them. I've been drafting Best Ball Mania since before you knew what fantasy football was, brother. Should we do Shipley chasing? Feels like a wide receiver might be better. No, we'll do Shipley chasing. I think maybe I didn't max the first one. I want to say maybe BBM 1 I didn't max, although I think I probably did. Chances Renfrow plays enough that we see highlight packages of him running the China route all season. 1,000,000%. If Renfrow makes the team, Renfrow is going to make the team to run routes. Renfrow is not making the team to hold jock straps, in my opinion. I think Renfrow, if he is physically healthy, is going to be a boon. Yes, that's true. You're Chris, you know ball. It means I'm a lock to make the finals this year or next year, because the average drafter can expect to make one final every 8 years. Get the grapes. All right. How do we land this plane? A 3-5-6-3, Burrow, Dak, McCarthy, James Cook, Isaiah Pacheco, Aaron Jones, Dylan Sampson, Will Shipley, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, George Pickens, Romeo Doubs, Darius Slayton, Travis Kelce, Kyle Pitts, Mike Gesicki. So here's the question. Do we take... Well, that's not how the probability works, but I appreciate you. Do we take Jalen Tolbert or Kavonte Turpin, or do we take a running back? Sometimes a chaperone does have upside, Peppertoni. What is the old sidekick thinks wide receiver? Maybe Taj Brooks. Yeah, Taj Brooks. I think it'd be good. Yeah, just looked at some old Some old Millie Mc. Yeah, lots of outs and Q tags sitting in there. I think Taj Brooks makes sense here. The old 3-6-6-3. This is the Buck St. Thomas strategy. I think Royals got picked. Royals got picked 207 for old Jalen Royals. All right. Well, if I was going to take a wide receiver, I guess it would be Yoshi or Tolbert or Turpin or Ty Felton or Jalen Naylor. A lot of options. No one can say I don't have options. Yeah, I think we need the running back more. I think the running back is the biggest need here. Bucks draft vid left me wanting more. All right. Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, JJ McCarthy, James Cook, Isaiah Pacheco, Aaron Jones, Dylan Sampson, Will Shipley chasing Taj Brooks, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, George Pickens, Romeo Doubs, Darius Slayton, Travis Kelce, Kyle Pitts, Mike Gesicki. Bro wants me to take Josh Reynolds. I'm not doing it. All right. Let's get another one. All right, I got 82 of these bad boys left. If I have 81 left, this is what does that make this? Someone do the math for me. I can't do that math. I've been live for too long. There you go. 68. This is number 68. I gotta pick up the pace, man. There's no way. Do you think your best team of the year has already been drafted? I mean, probably my best team will be a big board team. Honestly, if I had to guess, I would guess that is the contest that provides a true nerd like me the correct amount of edge. This is my 95th Best Ball Mania. Yeah, so I think one thing I'm going to have to do is, obviously I'm going to have to do like a crazy 10-hour long stream where I just draft a ton. '95th Best Ball Mania. Tom in the 110. Ooh, 69. Nice. Okay. This is my 96th BBM. Yeah, I got to get drafting, bro. I got to get drafting. Yes, I do have one more DK partner week left. Thoughts after the Bichelle Tootin injury? I will want to peel back on him a little bit, I think. On Tootin. I don't think I'll want to have 30% of Tootin. A lot of many such cases, Clint. Wow. I was at the ballpark for Ripken tying and breaking the streak. Wow. All right. I mean, I will happily select Saquon Barkley at the 6th pick. Pete and Pat were talking about being careful with entering slows soon too to avoid the reduced clock. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Let's just go. You know what? Let's just knock these picks out right now. That was clutch. I knock out all my wow. Okay, I have a bunch of these picks I have to make. Come on, sidekick, load for me, bro. Sure. Pat Bryant. Why not? 1 hour left. Yeah, this is what the sidekick is for. Brandon Ayuk or Drake May. Sure, Brandon Ayuk. All right. Hour and a half left on the other ones. That's plenty of time. Yeah, Cal Ripken was good, dude. Cal Ripken was a good player. Don't be crazy. My 69th best ball Mania draft starts. Sir, I would literally, there are not enough hours in the day for me to max all the contests that I want to max. There are not enough hours in the day for me to stream all these underdog drafts, oh man. Bowers, Barkley. Brady, I do remember, and I'm proud of it. Can we give, you know what, Brady? I got something to say to you. You did a behavior that can only be called elite. The slappy seal of approval for getting your ass in the gym, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Fantasy football is whatever. Lifting is the good stuff. I'm actually not a hashtag DK partner right now. I'm technically Bro, it's easy to get more drafts. Just load it up on your phone, then press the landscape. Well, okay, let me show you this right now. It's on landscape on my phone. Look at that. Easy landscape on Fast Draft on my phone. I couldn't get it to mirror in landscape. Exactly. You improve the quality of your life, extended your lifespan. Shout out to Brady. All right, Barkley, Bowers. We're gonna be behind at wide receiver, and this is probably a slappy room. Man, do I just go full boomer and take Amari and Hampton here? I might. I feel perfectly cromulent about drafting Saquon Barkley at pick 6. You know what? A true slap's work is never done. Amari and Hampton. Boomer ball. Saquon Barkley, Brock Bowers, Amari and Hampton. I think there is a Chrome extension that allows you to more accurately mirror your phone. I just have to go find it. Any chance you know of a good dumbbell training program? Getting a bench but adjustable dumbbells for now. I mean, I think you can do pretty much. Can you just do anything with dumbbells? I don't know. You can. Oh, you mean like without any equipment? That would be a little bit harder without a bench. I don't know. Can't be that hard. Just do a lot of shoulder presses. Doesn't seem like you take elite. Do you mean elite running back? I gotta be real. I don't think there's any way that taking Bowers and McBride together is a good strategy. Oh, I mean, the reason why I don't take elite quarterback all that often, I mean, and I've been trying to take them more, is that I just have a hard time taking them because the skill position players are so brutal in the 8th, 9th, 10th round. Bang. Mike Evans, wide receiver 1. You love to see it. ChatGPT'd my full workout routine. Yes. Unironically, ChatGPT bad at a lot of stuff. Very, very good for this. For little workout routine type things. If you win at tight end, you'd hope that bye week 8-0 wouldn't matter. Yeah. All right. So I guess this team is kind of Baker Mayfield or bust at quarterback. I've done Barkley, Bowers, Allen. Leaves you way behind at wide receiver. Yeah, I've done a couple iterations of elite quarterback and elite tight end. You don't feel very good about it. It's easier to do 0 running back teams that way. Where you like, all right, well, Ripken had the best arm of any shortstop in the bigs, hit for power and had good range, hit for average in an era when the shortstop was hitting 220. There you go. I drafted the same team earlier today with Gibbs instead of Saquon and hated the result. All right, well, what was your pitfall? Jalen Waddle there. Little week 17 correlation with Mike Evans gives us Tua. All right. That is not great. The mic has been cutting out more than usual. This microphone is crazy old, actually. So maybe it might be time to get a new one. All right, pre-sauced. Okay. All right, pre-saucing. The first Bobby Witt many such cases. All right. There should be a wide receiver I like at 67. I think I might have hit this one, actually. I don't know. I can't decide on that one. Is Herbert good with Hampton? Champ is going crazy. It could be StreamYard. Champ is going crazy with Lamar and Daniels. True. Barkley, Bowers, Hampton, Evans, Waddle. Let's do... Man. Oh, this is going to hurt. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. You need a running back. You don't want Juwan Jennings. Yeah, bang. Juwan Jennings. We are cooking with gasoline. I would imagine that quarterback and running back, particularly for a team that is not elite in projected points scored, probably will be positively correlated. Now, 66 is the earliest I've seen Egbuka go. I'm not even criticizing. I'm not even saying it's bad, but it is interesting. Yeah, I still have Juwan Jennings over Pearsall by a lot, honestly. Although very funny that there was like a multi-day Pearsall dip based on a pup stay that didn't actually matter. Wow, SMU's own Zach Evans retired. I remember spending a lot of free agency acquisition budget on that guy. A lot of fab on that guy for him to have never played. Yeah, I think Hampton and Herbert is fine. I don't know if it's something that you're wanting to actively target. I think it's fine. I'm not expecting a ton of receiving work. I would say in general, I don't think it's optimal to only do one tight end in weekly winners, but I also have not done a ton of thinking about weekly winners and certainly have not done any math as it pertains to weekly winners. All right. I think we need ceiling here. So I'm going to take Jaden Reed over Jacoby Myers. Like, I just need a guy capable of scoring 31 points in a week. Liam made a great point. If you had 30% Zach Evans and 30% Kyron Williams 2 years ago, you smashed in fantasy. Yes. A very astute, great point, actually, from Chess Liam, and instructive as to how we should be thinking about building our teams. The consequences of hitting on zeros are quite low, particularly in round 17 and 18. I mean, they matter, but they're low. Whereas the outsized rewards of hitting on a Kyron are massive. Now, obviously, this is the issue. Kyron and Puka just don't happen. If Underdog or anyone asked you to create a contest, what would it be? It would be a $75 5-entry max tournament with like 10,000 or 11,000 entrants or something. Night shift, brother. Keep up the good work. The dichotomy between the Leone thing of you don't want to have zeros, but also clear your smashes matters so much. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's well, if you're a smart guy, it's asymmetric returns distributions. If you're a dumb guy like me who reads Nassim Taleb, it's like a barbell theory. Yeah. Oh, I'd love playoffs 1 of 6, 1 of 6. Well, the sidekick is operating off of rankings that I've given it that are bad. I have not given the sidekick good updated rankings yet, so it doesn't have anything to go off of. Man, I think I might. Wow. Okay, I was going to take Trey Harris, but he is already gone. So I will select Brian Robinson Jr. We were talking about him earlier. Here we go. Trey Harris to Fat Bobby. Good pick, Fat Bobby. Are we ever going to see Najee's face again? You're asking good and important questions, Santino. $1 entry, no max, no set number of entrants. It's open until first kickoff. That I would not participate in. Or I mean I would participate in it, but it wouldn't be my dream contest. I like contests that are a little less lotto based. I mean, it's not an uninteresting contest. I would certainly play it. I would have 1,000 teams in that contest, but I wouldn't say it's my dream contest. My dream contest is any contest, honestly. You know what my dream contest is, guys? My dream contest is the one that I win. Do we take Purdy or do we take Ayuk? He went. You know what? This one's for Peter. Rashid Shaheed. How about that, Peter? Do you think Underdog will ever release a contest with unlimited entries per person and an uncapped amount of entries in the tournament as the pool grows? That is illegal in the United States of America to do. The way that gambling legislation works is that each contest that is generated by the site and not by a user has to have a set amount of participants and prize pool. You know what? I don't know why I'm even tripping. The mini Schnauzer returns 8 with the 15-second clock is in fact my ideal best ball fantasy football contest. And that should be obvious. I would have taken Purdy there, but I guess maybe I could have taken Bird in there. I just didn't really want Ayuk after Purdy already went. Like, I don't think there was any point in taking Ayuk there. Got Love available. I could do a May backstack. I've got Geno. All right, well, never mind. No May. In an imaginary world where BBM allowed unlimited entries, I'm just going to take Jordan Love. I'll be too tilted to not have a quarterback. The thing, Ecoxer, is I would have an infinite number because my business deal with Underdog is all site credit. You know, they don't pay me any cash. So I would do a bit. I mean, you know, I do 5,000, 2,000 entries. Every tournament I would do would be in Best Ball Mania, because if you're going to get lucky, that's the contest you want to get lucky in. Oh yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. Brian Thomas Jr. is, in my opinion, quite a better prospect than Emeka Egbuka. Okay, so we got Love with Reed. I've got Shaheed left. I've got Tua left. Baker went. I've got Geno left. This one might get a little touch and go at the quarterback position. Let's say if you didn't have a partnership with the site, probably if I didn't have a partnership, it'd probably be more like 500 entries in Best Ball Mania, and that would be it. That would be all my best ball action. My best ball teams for the year would be the teams that I created in Best Ball Mania. Who is this year's Puka? Jalen Royals. I don't know. There is no Puka. Mims, Njoku, Javante. Sure. Let's take Njoku. I just was talking about the mid-tier tight end pricing thing. I really hope they don't have the same bye week. They do not. They do not. Yeah, just a reasonable chance at a final sweat. You've got a decent chance of getting your money back, you know. How do we feel about Tyler Warren with uncertainty at QB, but we are getting reports that they are scheming up a bunch of different ways to get him the ball. I mean, I think Tyler Warren is a good pick, not one that I'm like over my skis on. And frankly, you obviously don't like him as much with Anthony Richardson starting, which is to me what it sounds like is going to happen. The sidekick says that Tua has a high percentage to get back to me, but seeing Maddox's sidekick makes that number go way down. You just have observed the known universe and changed the future, brother. There you go. Tua goes. Tua goes. So we're going to be stuck at quarterback. That sucks. Looking like an Anthony Richardson-ass team. No chance Anthony Richardson is a quarterback week 15. Well, I mean, Justin, I don't think you're wrong. Feels like whichever one starts is just for sure getting benched. Man, I cannot take Geno Smith here. I can't. I know I need to, but I really don't want to. Gun to your head guess on how many Anthony Richardson games starts this year. Let's do Guerrendo. Gun to my head, I think Anthony Richardson starts 9 games. 9 games. That's my guess. More than 7. Yeah, that's the thing, is you just, how far are they spread out? You know, are there does he start 7 consecutive? Does he start 2, then get injured, then get benched? It's a little tough to reason that out. So this is where we are in the draft. Jordan Love, Saquon Barkley, Amarian Hampton, Brian Robinson Jr., Isaac Guerrendo, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Juwan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Rashid Shaheed, Brock Bowers, and David Njoku. Apologies, you've been through this. How did you get the week 17 exposures and exposure stats onto your draft board? I use a program. It's called the Draft Caddy, from the Endgame Syndicate guys, from Brian Hooper, Utica, all those really high stakes DFS players. They built it. It costs $25 a month. The link to it is in the description of this YouTube video. All right. Come on, man. Let's go. And he was right to do it. Geno Smith, welcome to the team with Brock Bowers. In my leagues, running backs fly off the board like Chuba goes in the 3rd round. Would you think taking 2 elite running backs in the first 2 rounds, then hammering the wide receiver values would be the best move? Bryce, honestly, it would depend on what you define as elite. Like, would I take Chase Brown over Drake London? No. Would I take Ashton Jeanty over Nico Collins in that league with that sort of ramification? Yeah, I think I would. But your strategy is correct. What I would caution you though is don't let the room tell you what to do. You dictate who gets the points. Trying to draft and yap it up and work simultaneously is tough. Many such cases, Matt. All right, so I think structurally on this team, I'm still a good bit behind at wide receiver. I think we probably end with 5 running backs, assuming I get a 5th one that I like. I think Dubs is pretty important structurally to this team, and I do think we need a 3rd quarterback. This is gonna be the last one, Mr. Frost. I am just about done with my redraft rankings. I think the Davis-Matic answer key, which is what I'm calling my strategy guide, is going to be out on Thursday, I think. I just did the graphic design of the cover for the Davis-matic answer key. Here you go. I'll show it to you guys. You guys gonna if someone showed up to your league with this as their draft guide, would you think they knew ball? Or would you say, dude, shut up. You don't know anything. You think you're winning with that? Terrible. Any coach speak on Savion Williams? I have not seen anything. I've seen that he has just been with the wide receivers, though. Hasn't really done like running back drills or anything. Wow, Anthony Richardson at 170. You already know the answer. That's so funny. Dude, just take Worthy, dude. Dude, just take Worthy and you win your league. All right, I think Braylon Allen is quite a good fifth running back. I think we can be done there. So I guess... Oh, Dontavian Wicks did get injured at practice today, by the way. Is Hunter Renfrow draftable? I would not be taking Hunter Renfrow on Underdog yet. If a league mate had that guide, I'd be forced to move Fannin up 4 rounds. David Kitchen disapproves of the colors. Yeah, it's not very bright, not very Pantone. Yeah, Savion. I'm expecting Savion to have a little bit of fantasy impact this season. Truly, I don't even mean that as a slappy. I mean that for real. See, I don't think that Renfrow is going to steal Thielen's job. Hot take. I think Renfrow steals Legette's job. Adam Thielen is too good to bench. The community is really high on Pickens. I worry about him given the long list of Pitt wide receivers who have imploded. I get he needs to behave to get a next contract. No, I don't. I think George Pickens is in a way better situation for himself now than he was in. I pull up to my draft with aggregate rankings, one paid rankings, and underdog ADP. Sharp. He's very, very sharp way. No, Savion was at practice today. I think maybe he got hurt at mini camp. Yeah. Yep, Savion practiced today. Manny Sanders was really good when he left, but you're right. Most of the time, Pittsburgh does get it over on people. Yeah, Savion Williams back from a concussion. Been practicing a lot with the second team, which is fine. All right. We need a wide receiver. Wan'Dale did get hurt yesterday, dealing with a minor injury. Not that I really care. You know what is actually a good fit on this team that just needs to get lucky out of nowhere? Keenan Allen is a really good pick on this team. Savion will be allotted 5 of Reed's 17 jet sweeps, and he'll probably score on 2 of them. Keenan Allen, perfect fit for this team. What wide receivers have the Steelers traded and not had to go to immediate zero? I mean, how many wide receivers really get traded, though? I agree with this, Joey. I think that the report that Keenan is like NFL teams are actively monitoring him should have been a bigger deal. And it appears for whatever reason that best ball drafters don't care about that. Feels like we're much higher on Pickens than NFL teams. I think he got traded for a third. So that's like the same, like that's like he got the same trade compensation that like Devontae Adams got. So I don't know. Feels good to me. Is Keenan a low-key eliminator ass pick? I think we just say eliminator ass pick for anyone over the age of 27. And they might be right. I mean, I don't know. Wandale still on the board. Okay, I need a third quarterback, though. Jordan Love, Geno Smith, Saquon Barkley, Amarian Hampton, Brian Robinson Jr., Guerrero, Braylon Allen. We could be done at running back. Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Juwan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Rashid Shaheed, Romeo Doubs, Keenan Allen, and Brock Bowers and Njoku. I mean, you're not wrong, brother. Although I would consider Pickens a little different than those guys because his target, the Juju going to 0, never. Well, Juju got traded. All right, it's time for the Shuck Demon, Shuck Shaheed. What if it's what you need? Yeah, looks like Liam's gonna be right about Fant going to the Dolphins. So shout out to Chess Liam for nailing that one. Guy knows ball, brother. Looks like my boy Neil Orfield is live with Mathology, so you guys can go over and go hang out with him when I'm done here. It does add to the lore. Name something fantasy football streamers love to say more than, dude, we can be done at RB. No, he's done. He's off. He's done with his concussion. I also, Shuck Demon, whoever said that in the ship chasing chat is the funniest person alive. Well, no, Juju was a free agent signing by the New England Patriots. All right. Final pick of the draft needs to be a wide receiver. It could be Wicks. It could be Trey Tucker. It could be a Titan bring back. It could be a Giants bring back. Or it could be a Ravens. None of them really make any sense. It's within the range of outcomes. You know, it's within the range of the outcomes that we can shut it down at running back here. It's within the range of outcomes that we can shut it down at be done at running back here after we take our third quarterback. All right. You know what? I'm actually going to do something I've not done hardly at all. And I'm going to select Jalen Naylor. Jalen Naylor, just like a break glass in case of emergency. Wide receiver 2/3. I don't know. It seems fine. Can't be that bad in the 18th round. Final team. This one feels good. Jordan Love, Geno Smith, Tyler Shuck, Saquon Barkley, Amarian Hampton, Brian Robinson Jr., Isaac Guerrero, Braylon Allen, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Juwan Jennings, Jaden Reed, Rashid Shaheed, Romeo Doubs, Keenan Allen, Jalen Naylor, Brock Bowers, David Njoku. Jordan Addison suspended, brother. All right. Pre-sauce for Mr. Murphy here. Matt Murphy. Jahmyr Gibbs. Wow. Reading Evan Silva's top 150. Jonathan Taylor. Aren't you worried that he's playing with Anthony Richardson? Devontae Adams, the only wide receiver in the top 30 picks, older than me. George Kittle, another 30-year-old man. You like him. You like him with some gray in their beard. Devonta Smith, the only NFL player skinnier than me. Ricky Pearsall. They play mini men when he comes out of the locker room because he's so mad about getting 0 receptions. Khalil Shakir, 19 points in a Josh Allen 50-pointer. Jordan Mason, my generation's Peyton Hillis. Brock Purdy just had a baby last weekend. He's going to be too tired to play quarterback this year. Tyrone Tracy, the guy who carries Cam Skattebo's shoulder pads and all those viral clips. Hollywood Brown, his last good wide receiver season was 5 years ago, but it'll probably work this year. Michael Penix. Michael Penix has such poor judgment that he actually wants to throw Kyle Pitts the ball. You don't love to see it. Kyle Pitts. Wow. Boy, I got something for you here, Murphy. If you're taking Kyle Pitts, you might be a slappy. Wow. Stafford, broken back. It's fine. Alec Pierce. Sure. DeAndre Hopkins, I literally don't even have him ranked. Tutu Atwell. It's short king summer, dude. Rashard Smith, where do you get your ideas? Yes. Josh Simmons, Hall of Famer. It's true. Cardio Club draft where Zach's kid woke up. Mr. Lenars. CeeDee Lamb, Bucky Irving, Breece Hall. That's a high T start for a ship chaser. George Pickens, he's not worried. Zay Flowers. Sure, this will be the year he scores touchdowns. Stephon Diggs at pick 69. 69 Stephon Diggs. Nice symbolism there. Matthew Golden. Wow, where do you get your ideas? Justin Fields. They amputated his toe, but he's fine. Dak Prescott. That's a sidekick sim-ass pick. Tyler Warren. Aren't you worried he doesn't have a quarterback? Ramondre Stevenson. This isn't Pat Kerrane in 2021. Jake Ferguson. Got paid. Has a cute girlfriend. Good for him. Tank Bigsby. Wow. The social media player du jour. Jalen Wright. Aren't you worried that he plays running back without eyes? Jalen McMillan. That's so last year. Keaton Mitchell. He didn't catch the Greg Roman coach speak. Juwan Johnson. Younger than my quarterback. Jalen Coker. No, Josh Reynolds. I'm so offended. That's another sidekick ass pick. All right, Sauce, the 11 spot. St. Brown, AJ Brown, Xavier Worthy. Wow, ship chaser ass draft. James Cook. Maybe this will be the year he plays over 50% of the snaps. Jordan Addison, a wet and reckless selection at 59. Travion Henderson. Guy must have been watching the @underdog NFL highlight reel. Aaron Jones. Where's Aaron Jones do for this team? Trey Harris. Wow, where do you get your ideas? J.K. Dobbins. Sure, I'm sure his Achilles are healthy. Jared Goff. Must have been watching quarterback. Justin Herbert. The only quarterback who ever sentence you start talking about him, it's always if. Kyle Williams. Must have not been watching ship chasing or ADP chasing on Tuesday. Hunter Henry. The only guy who's going to lead his team in targets and not have 600 yards. Pat Bryant. Aren't you worried about Trent Sherfield? Will Shipley chasing? Yeah, right. Mason Taylor. Where do you get your ideas? Woody Marks. Where do you get your ideas? Aronde Gadsden. Where do you get your ideas? Tom C. Puka Nacua. Ashton Jeanty. The double elite quarterback. We call this being fancy for the sake of being fancy. Chris Olave. Aren't you worried about Rashid Shaheed? Deebo Samuel. Aren't you worried he weighs 250 pounds? Isaiah Pacheco. Aren't you worried about Brashard Smith? Tony Pollard. Aren't you worried about his ankle? Brandon Ayuk doesn't know what planet he's on. Mark Andrews. Better hope he doesn't get in a car crash again. Marvin Mims. Aren't you worried that he got replaced by Trent Sherfield Jr.? Quinshon Judkins is a crazy pick, actually, on this team. Austin Eckler, a very good pick on this team. Brenton Strange. Sure. Zach, there's no reason to take Zach Ertz and Brenton Strange. You don't need double chaperones. Michael Wilson, chaperone-esque pick. Tyler Lockett, chaperone-esque pick. Four tight ends and two elite quarterbacks. Tom, you are the champ. You're the absolute champ. Don't ever change who you are. Keep being yourself. Folks, I'll be back with all of you guys tomorrow. Still trying to figure out the time on that, but there will be something up on the channel. Appreciate all of you. See you tomorrow, ADP chasing, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Like the video.